This podcast is going to start with just the end of the word granted. Exactly that.
This podcast has been brought to you by the sound.
Yeah. Just consonants together in a row incomprehensibly. Are you African?
No, I'm just saying consonants. What do you...
You had some clicks and you're talking, I can't remember the name of it.
Swahili.
Chile or whatever it is.
You want to close that window?
Yeah, this window.
Yeah, close that window so we don't get the traffic of 1,000 police officers flying by.
Yeah, despite the fact that it's Good Friday and nobody is out. This was the fastest I've ever made it to your place from my place.
It's never a Good Friday in the hood.
That's true. It's too hard out here for good.
It's too hard out here every other day. No, Friday's the only hard day. Sorry.
Good Friday? Nah.
Hard
More
Friday.
Yeah, hard gun Friday.
Pop. Speaking of guns,
Yeah.
this is Grindhouse Movie Club, the podcast.
Don't really see the connection right away.
So it wasn't a good segue.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't trying to have a good one. I was just like, oh, let's shoehorn it in right here abruptly and just unnaturally. I just wanted to just be like, oh, it's a podcast. This is not a conversation.
We're not just two dudes talking about a movie in a room.
I feel like this would be a really weird conversation to hold once a week.
Scheduled.
Yeah, hey, you want to come by and just discuss a movie? I don't know. Any old movie, don't matter.
Well, it's good for friendship to have a subject matter.
Yeah, so Grindhouse Movie Club is the name of the podcast.
That's true.
That somebody's likely forcing you to listen to, or you've chosen to do this. I don't know why.
But thanks.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Andrew, a man named Andrew, incomprehensibly impossible to pronounce last name that's Japanese, and he made the song.
He did.
He
sure
made
did.
the intro song, and it's so good.
He put it together all spooky and shit.
Yeah.
So we got that out of the way. Was there anybody else? We used to thank somebody else, didn't we? Or we just
at one point we started thanking SoundCloud sarcastically.
All right. Well, fuck them. Thanks, Andrew.
Grindhousemovie.club.
That's the website.
How's that?
It's not a whole lot of business in this podcast.
No,
but
we jump right into the action unless somebody has a good story.
Oh, I don't know who would have one of those this week.
Someone does.
I picked up a man like a toddler, and I threw him out of a store yesterday.
Now let me tell you, there's really only one way to deal with drunk people who are trespassing, and that's to make them leave the ground by force.
Yeah. Yep. And that I did. Much like a toddler, he was drunk, acting like a toddler. I picked him up like a toddler, and I felt him kick his little legs.
That's the best part, dude. That is the best part.
Just threw him out. Just get out of here, you drunk piece of shit.
Yep.
And
what time of day was this? Dare I inquire?
It was before 1 o'clock.
Absolutely.
And he had a bottle of wine, and God
so he
knows
wasn't
what else.
He wasn't even done going through it.
It was
like, I'm gonna be loaded now, and then
it was unopened.
Yeah, so like he started with stuff that he no longer had at that point.
Who knows?
And then the wine was for when the shakes begin in an hour and a half.
I guess I don't know what he started with, but I couldn't understand. I couldn't hold a conversation because there was no. He was just saying words.
Okay,
but like coherently, so it was like, oh, are you just a weirdo? Like
fucking Bam Margera's most recent Instagram posts.
Yeah, like how much patience do I need to have with you? And then turns out I didn't need to have that much.
No, almost none at all, to be honest.
And I wish I would have known that from the beginning. I would have.
It would have smoothed out the interaction.
But my tolerance for this man would have went right to zero. Zero tolerance.
Yeah, it's a policy in many schools.
Mm-hmm. God, you know how like when shit happens, you think about it, like, oh man, I wish I went back.
I Spirit of the Stairs.
I could have kicked that guy in the face so many fucking times. I wish I had. And I didn't.
My life would be so much better now had I kicked that guy in the face so many times.
I really would have liked to painted my shoes red. Red with
wine?
The wine was actually purple. It painted the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Because the bottle smashed. He dropped all his shit too. I made a point of throwing his phone because
That was
Fuck
yeah.
him.
That's what
Fuck
you
him.
get. That's what you get.
fuck him and fuck his phone.
Well, who the fuck does he have to call? AA?
Well,
He already lost his chip.
I don't think he's ever dialed their number. I don't think he's forgot them in the phone book. I don't know.
You flip through those yellow pages and find some help.
Yeah, he had some.
We're not going to find it in the weed store.
He had some library books that were ruined with the wine bottle that he smashed.
Oh, gee, not Moby Dick.
Oh, I don't even know what it was. It might have been Jack Kerouac's The Road.
Okay,
Which is
they made that into a movie. I want to make sure that I for sure know the difference between On the Road and The Road.
Sorry, yeah, On the Road is what I meant. The Road is some other fucking book.
Yeah, that's and it's also it's a movie with Viggo Mortensen in it about depression and sadness in a post-apocalyptic world. Basically, it's just like the bleakest, most depressing. Him and like a kid just trying to like survive in a wasteland.
Yeah, I've seen this. I haven't seen the movie, but I know the movie you're talking about.
Anyway, On the Road has Kristen Stewart in it, and she has a 3-way in the back of a van.
Are we sure this is? Are we sure this is the same thing we're?
The Jack Kerouac book that the movie with On the Road.
Why would they?
That's Kristen Stewart having a 3-way in the back of a van.
Why, that book is so old. Why would they make that movie so recently?
It's a great question.
It's such an old book.
Well, I mean, a lot of old things. Fucking A Handmaid's Tale is very much a show. That shit's from back when doctors thought that when women were upset, it was because they didn't come enough.
Well, yeah. I mean, Margaret Atwood's an old lady, so I
She sure is.
But like, it's all right though.
I haven't seen it. And now it's too late because there's like 10 seasons and fucking I don't know. It's early to be getting into the chew box.
I don't know. I didn't watch On the Road. I watched a Russell Brand special where he tried to do whatever they do in On the Road. I don't know.
I think it's just like a nomadic travel movie, like fucking.
Yeah, that's He went to a lot of places and did a lot of things.
Sure.
And it was Russell Brand, so
yeah,
he was sober, and it was.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, I don't believe this was a sober film. Well, you want him sober. When you don't.
Do you though?
When you don't have him sober, you see his penis.
Again, to bring up Bam Margera, some people are better when they're not.
You see his penis a lot when he's drunk.
I have a feeling that no matter, like, if you get close enough to him, you're gonna see it, regardless of how inebriated he is. It's like par for the course with him.
I feel like he's turned a page.
Yeah.
In the showing his penis book. I don't know. I don't know the man. I just saw this
2,
one thing.
Maybe don't do it on the bus.
You know what's really fucking hilarious is that's exactly what happened. But he was on top of a bus like during a riot, and he just
pulled it out.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to excite the crowd.
Yeah, that's exactly. they were like egging him on, so he pulled it out.
Yeah, look at this. Now break a storefront window.
Anyway, so if you're ever in a riot, don't pull it out.
No,
put it. Don't put it anywhere. Just keep it where it is.
It might get tear gas in it at this point.
Ooh, wouldn't that just sear your urethra skin? Just button tight closed.
Yeah, something's crying.
Fucking. Ugh.
Yeah, tear gas or pepper spray in the pee hole. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah. If you
think Chipotle is bad the day after.
I don't know a thing about it, but I imagine if that was to happen to you, if you didn't have to pee, you'd find some pee.
Yeah. You're gonna dig into the dark recesses of your bladder where no man has gone before.
You're gonna kick that pee production full blast.
Yeah,
because you're gonna want to clean that thing out.
Wait, it's a fucking lunch rush of pee.
Boy, oh boy, this has not been a podcast about a film at all, has it? This has just been us talking about wieners and books.
Well, I mean, it's bound to happen. I think anybody listening to the podcast at this point, like 50 episodes in, 50 plus, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, you learned a little something about books and penises, I think.
Yeah.
It's always good to come away from this podcast.
Come away?
No. No. I spelt it with an O.
You can.
So this is a horror movie podcast. What movie did we do this week?
So this week we did a movie called The Hunt. Now here's a
2020.
couple things going on here right out of the gate. Fucking fantastic movie.
Oh, great film.
Love it.
Oh,
it comes highly recommended, and
oh yes,
given the track record of this podcast for movies being of a high ilk, this is a bit of an anomaly here. Not really a horror movie, although it was definitely advertised as one. And it does say horror on IMDb. I checked.
That's the main criteria, is that it's in there. It's in the
at
top
the very
3.
least. Yeah. By the trailer alone, there is no way to pick out the actual tone of the movie. I don't know if you watched the trailer beforehand, but
I've seen the trailer at least once.
It presents itself as a horror movie for sure.
It sure does, until you like see the cast and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh
a bunch of nobodies and Emma Roberts for 5 minutes.
A bunch of nobodies, Emma Roberts, Ike Barinholtz.
Barinholtz.
You got Ethan Suplee right there.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
You say that I do. I don't.
He's the goth roommate from Butterfly Effect.
Oh, I just know him as Randy.
Yeah,
he's fucking Randy, and in this movie he's also Randy.
But he's fucking Tank Randy.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Ripped as fuck.
If you ever wanted to see somebody muscular, you look at him now.
Holy shit.
Don't look at him before. Look at him now.
Like a lot of people talk about how Jason Momoa got all jacked up for Aquaman and shit. Look up this guy's before and after transformation. From My Name is Earl to fucking how he looks now. He looks like the goddamn Terminator.
And I mean, he just did that.
Yeah.
It wasn't for a role. It was to live a little longer.
To not be diabetic.
Yeah. And, I mean, goddamn.
And Glenn Howerton, which, sleeper,
yeah.
Never would I ever have guessed from any of the information I looked up before watching the movie that Glenn fucking Howerton was in it.
The second I saw him, I'm like, this is not going to be as scary as I think it's going to be.
No. Additionally, I was a little bit confused at the beginning of the movie because there was just horrible classical orchestra over top of what's supposed to be like the scary Blumhouse intro sting. And I was like, why are you defeating the tone of the studio logo? Oh, that's why. Because it's this kind of movie.
Yeah, I really... But it's a Blumhouse movie. How is it not a horror? Where is it?
Yeah.
Well, this is one that slipped they're probably signing up for a horror film there.
I looked up the trivia, and apparently this movie was supposed to come out a year earlier, but there were too many school shootings, so they postponed it.
Good on
Or
them.
mass shootings. Either way, just a year, changed nothing.
You know, it's not like this film takes place in a school.
No, it doesn't. There's not a school in sight, as a matter of fact.
I don't think there's many schools in Croatia.
No, there's like one.
By the way, there's no way this is Croatia.
No, it's not.
It does.
They didn't shoot on location.
They saved
on Croatian.
They probably saved millions by just getting the license plates.
Yeah, a $50 plate with the fucking European Union flag on it.
Boom.
And a guy who sounds vaguely German-Russian mix. And we're in Croatia now.
Boom, boom. That's all. You get them eating a thing of pickled whatever the fuck it is, and
I don't know, dude. Anytime something comes in a jar and it's a fucking bright red ball like that, and you can tell it's sour because of the color of the liquid, I'm out.
It's always eggs.
Yeah.
If it's not eggs, it's a pig's foot, a whole pig's foot.
If it's fucking eggs, they shouldn't be red.
Well, that sounds
like a problem with the ovum.
That sounds like a problem with the probably like pickled beet dye that's in there. They're just like, let's just pickle. I don't know.
They're too big to be like apricots. I have no clue.
Ew.
Yeah.
Pickled you don't pickle fruit.
I don't know.
You don't. Well, I mean,
it's Croatia, dude. They're insane over there.
Oh, well, we'll get to that. Do you have 2 sentences or less to spoil this film?
I have 2 I have 2 actually. Individual sentences that are unrelated to each other.
Okay.
But it does qualify.
Give me it.
The first one is, turns out getting canceled actually does have real world consequences. And then 2 in the piglet, 1 in the bigot.
I like it. It almost rhymes.
It's a particular brand of shocker.
I can ruin it in just a couple words.
Yeah.
3 words to be exact.
Go right ahead.
Most dangerous game. Most dangerous game.
It's true. As evidenced by what happens in the film.
Mm-hmm. As well, this is just a retelling of the most dangerous game.
Yeah. Well, the problem is you can only repackage Battle Royale so many times.
That's true. But you know what?
Hunger Games kind of fucked it up for everybody because they made like the fucking mainstream version.
This is like the Hangry Games. It's like the when the big thing was to do a parody movie, like, oh, scary movie happened, so now everything's up for grabs.
Yeah,
this is that.
But it's great.
Oh,
I
it's
need
so
to
good.
emphasize that this movie is extremely fun and
This
enjoyable, and it's surface as fuck. Aside from subverting most of my expectations for a movie like this, as far as like the progression of the story, the things that happen, like so many unexpected shit, and also not having fuck all for depth, because it basically bashes you over the head with a hammer, all of its subtext and metaphor.
Yeah.
Which isn't a metaphor anymore, it's just literal.
And then sprinkle on top of that some of the greatest deaths I've ever seen.
And dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Half of this movie is jokes, and they're spot on.
Oh, they're so good. Who would have thought people from Middle America were actually hilarious in the right situation?
Shout out Gus Johnson. In the event that you're listening to a horror movie podcast, you're a very funny man.
It would have been cool to see him get his head...
Absolutely, it would have. No, I would have. He probably would have like laughed while it was happening.
I would have.
Gus Johnson seems like the type of guy who, who would see the red dot from a sniper and go, "Ah, fuck."
Then he would fit right in with this.
Those are his last. Yeah, totally.
The first thing I wrote down here is, every day I wake up and thank God I don't live in the Blumhouse house. And I feel like I write that every time we watch one of their films.
Yeah, dude. Every single room. It's a fucking Blumhouse house is like when you go down the elevator in a fucking cabin in the woods.
Oh,
You just open a door and it's nightmares.
It's just a different specter throwing furniture around.
Yeah. What? I have to go to the bathroom. Well, you'll have company. Werewolves, maybe.
Just mirror chicks.
Yeah.
Love it.
Bloody Mary, just right in there. You don't even have to say her name once. She's just there already.
She's just regular Mary in the Blumhouse.
Yeah, it's just Mary.
There's things that are far bloodier.
In the house as well.
There's a different Mary, much bloodier.
Bloodier Mary. There's a heavy flow month.
Mega Mary.
Godzilla versus Mega Mary.
I'm in.
I watch that shit every day.
All right. Somebody give us, I don't know, $1 million, $2 million. How much do you? I don't need that much. Take the idea.
We can make this on a shoestring budget.
Oh yeah. I'll
just get a Godzilla from like a Value Village.
I'm just trying to pitch the idea. I don't want to do any of the work.
Yeah.
I just want the money.
Right.
So here's my idea. Make it, and then I'll take the cut.
Here's what happens, right? In order to combat Godzilla, the Japanese people construct a giant mirror. And then they all, as a country, chant Bloody Mary 3 times.
Aha. And then lightning hits it.
Yes.
That has to be a thing.
And then she emerges, and she's also large because of the amount of energy being put forth by the community.
Mm-hmm. And just the general size of the mirror.
Yeah. And then they fight. Who knew that Bloody Mary... So if you did Bloody Mary into like a makeup, like a pocket makeup mirror, would she come out super tiny?
I think so. I'd like to think so. Or like it's like if you watched the Ring on one of those old teeny tiny televisions.
Yeah. The ones that people used to bring like on planes.
Yeah, the ones that have the antenna and like
it's the size of a 1980s handheld phone.
Yeah, you have to crank it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't ever get any signal ever, no matter what. There's never anything to watch.
She just comes out and wraps her dress around your dick. That's it. That's all I could do. I'm gonna suck the life out of it.
No.
You're wet.
Oh my god.
Any movie that starts with a 6-person group chat where they're sharing videos of turtles' fucking shoes, I'm in. I was in the second I saw that.
Oh my god, yeah. This guy, what was it, Ted?
Yeah.
Ted, he really tries to like, I almost thought he was incriminating himself.
He's doing the kind of thing that I would do if I had this video queued up.
Yeah, like, hey, I want to show you something, and like, I need you to take it seriously.
Yeah.
It's like the dick in the box in Winter Beast.
Nobody... Fuck, I forgot about that dick in the box. Nobody's ever seen it. It's gonna be just between us gals, us gal pals. Turtle, fucking a shoe
with a huge turtle cock. You think it's its tail? No, that's not the tail. The tail's much smaller.
Also, his mouth is wide open, which means he's close. That turtle is cusping. It's also a real fucking video that somebody filmed of a turtle fucking a shoe. It's just a video that you can find online, probably.
There's more than one. There has to be.
For sure.
I've seen a different turtle doing a different thing to a different shoe.
Turtles are very indiscriminate about what or who they put their dick in.
Yeah, as long as it's got the basic dome shape of the shell on one part of it.
Fine.
And
what
like
is this, a rock with mold? Moss on it?
moss, mold, as long as it feels good when he brushes whatever weird, like, demigorgon flower-headed dick that they have. Ew.
Demigorgon. Oh, shit. Fucking dick's like a Pacific Rim kaiju.
I don't know what the fuck that word is, but I love it.
I think it's just Japanese for monster, honestly.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, there's just this text group, and they're like, hey, here's a video of a turtle fucking. Thanks,
Yeah.
Ted. LOL.
By the way, the president sucks, doesn't he?
Yeah, our,
Good thing we're gonna kill people about it.
what do they call him? The rat fucker in chief?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah,
It's not even clever, dude.
did you see what he did? And they're like, yeah, it's bad.
Anyway.
We won't say it, but he did it.
Yeah. It could be any number, because, okay, the movie's from 2020, obviously they're talking about Trump. All right? There's no way that they're not.
I think they may be talking about Donald Trump.
And
Yes.
in that event, like, I don't know, fucking reach your hand into the fucking upside down hat and just pull out a piece of paper that just has a bad thing on it that he did. Mm-hmm. Take your fucking pick.
Just, yeah, you know,
Spin the barrel, every chamber's loaded.
you the listener at home, get to fill in this blank.
Yeah.
Well,
What did Trump do that makes a group of 6 far left liberals very upset?
You have 5 seconds. Say it out loud.
Did you say anything at all? Because you're right.
Ba-boom. We have an A winner student. Thank you.
Nice.
You obviously
Your checks in the mail.
class participation is a must. You
Yeah.
get a Starface sticker on your pumpkin.
It's like 10% of your grade.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Then like the next thing, somebody says some other shit.
Oh yeah, gross. President, so gross. Anyway, good thing the hunt's coming up because I want to. Nothing like going to the manor and slaughtering some deplorables.
Oof.
Which made me think of The Purge so hardcore.
It did.
This movie is The Hunger Games meets The Purge. I want everybody to know that.
The word deplorables means people deserving of punishment, and what she means is people from like hardworking blue collar people.
Yeah.
Who are frowny.
Truck drivers who talk too much about trans people.
That's pretty. That is kind of the. It's conspiracy theorists and that.
Gun nuts.
I'm pretty sure at some point they refer to this guy as a billionaire philanthropist.
Yeah.
Ted, they call him that.
Sure. I think they all are.
I don't know what a philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
Yeah.
That's somebody who like donates a great deal of their wealth to good causes, promotes causes, raises funds for shit.
Really? Because it seems more like just another word for billionaire that makes the word billionaire feel less like Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, a billionaire with who's actually like not a piece of shit.
But is.
Probably still is, because they're a billionaire. Literally, you have to be a piece of shit in order to accumulate that much money. There's no person that gets to $1 billion who hasn't done it off the backs of other people.
Goddamn. Well, Jeffrey Bezos, we're looking at you.
This is going to be, and I'm going to try really hard to avoid it because I know nothing by choice.
Good.
There's going to be some political elements in this episode of the podcast.
I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm going to chirp off like I'm a fucking...
Yeah.
Like I'm on Twitter and I've got nothing else to do, you know?
You know, like, you remember Jackass 3 when they had the giant slap?
Yeah.
Like the slingshot hand? If you thought that hand was heavy, the socio-political ideology in this movie is even heavier handed than that.
If you thought the hand of Mice and Men that pecked the rabbit a little too hard was heavy.
If you thought Lenny's rabbit strangling hands were heavy,
Boy,
rabbit
oh boy.
and one lady and a fist destroying hands.
This is one man, one powerful hand.
I don't know. It's weird to me looking at John Malkovich being that big and dumb because he doesn't look like either of those things
No, he doesn't.
ever in any other point in his life.
Well, you know, if you haven't seen Of Mice and Men, we just ruined that shit for you. We
Yeah.
didn't at all. It's not a great film.
I mean, maybe read the book instead if you care about like literature.
Nah,
but
you,
then-
you watch that fucking movie. Don't you read that book. Don't you read that god. It's so long. There's a movie. Who's got the time?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's a long... I did the script once for drama class. I insisted on being the retard. Every time.
You mean Lenny.
Yes.
He's got a name, Jay.
Yeah, that's true. He also has words that describe him accurately. For the time period, especially.
Yeah.
You think you didn't hear that word all the time? It's a different kind of hard R.
Things in America weren't so great, and still ain't so great, and probably won't ever be great.
Again.
Oh boy. Anyway, back to the film. So apparently mentioning this manor and killing poor people is that's enough to shut down the text group.
That's the first.
You might as well have mentioned Fight Club.
Yeah,
for fuck's sakes.
That's the first little bit of like social commentary that the movie hits you in the face with. You can't have private conversations online because they may be mined for damning evidence that will get you fired from your job.
Don't do it.
Okay. I mean, I'm still gonna say funny racist shit to you while you're at work over text.
I'm just gonna whisper it as I walk by the cubicle.
Let's kill a bunch of poor people. Oh, I wanna fucking kill a truck driver for fun.
Dawn.
Poor Don.
So Bob just straight to an airplane with fucking Dennis Reynolds on it.
Yeah, and boy oh boy, if you thought Dennis Reynolds was anybody other than Dennis Reynolds, he's Dennis Reynolds.
It's like it's just like if Dennis Reynolds won the lottery.
If you had a
same guy, he just has means now.
Yeah, and like he's not PC.
No,
but he's hanging out with all these people who are, and he's trying his best, and his best ain't very good.
No, his best is basically starting conversation with people who are lower than him, so that he can flaunt like his wealth and knowledge.
Yeah. So,
hey, do you want some champagne? Yeah, I'd love some. Hey, is that the champagne that there's only like 10 bottles of on Earth because they found it in a shipwreck when they went scuba diving? Is it that one? It's $250,000 a bottle. I know it's not that one because I'm on an airplane and you're a flight attendant who's never heard of it before, but I want to ask so that I can prove to you that I know what it is. And I would like to have it.
Yeah, this wine it's a special wine that somebody named Athena. Oh, I don't know who that is. It's somebody who we don't know. She bought like a couple bottles, and it's so expensive that nobody knows what it tastes like, because who the fuck can afford it?
Yeah, and if you had it, you would not open it. It's like driving a Porsche off the lot that you're not going to buy. Yeah,
that's the kind of bottle where you're like, I'm going to save this for a special occasion, but then nothing is ever that special ever again.
The special occasion is you're on your deathbed.
The special occasion is you're drinking a $200,000 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And it's wine. Ew. No, sorry.
It's champagne, but champagne is just sparkling wine, let's all be honest.
Ooh, you better not say that in a certain area of France.
Listen to me.
They'll have you drowned in a vat of grapes.
As somebody who literally today, because it's Good Friday, and we live in a province that governmentally regulates liquor sale, had to drive all the way across the city just to get wine, and one bottle was sparkling. I consider myself an authority on the subject.
Fine.
How's that?
Boy, oh boy. You take one, you drive across town one time and you think you took a fucking backpack tour through France.
Fucking easiest drive ever in this dumb city with too many people in it, because nobody's out because everything's closed.
Well, that's what makes Good Friday so good.
That's true.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Lord Jesus Christ.
It has. He died for our sins.
He died for...
And I'm going to drink them.
Whether or not you asked him to, he died for them.
Yeah, so, drink his blood on this day of days.
Also, don't forget to sin, or what's the point,
Yeah, otherwise all of his torture and murder would be for nothing. You have to sin.
You have to.
Kind of counterintuitive in a way.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost disrespectful to not sin at this point.
Never thought about it like that. Well, I'll go buy a gun tomorrow. In the Lord's name.
You don't need a gun to sin, Jay.
No, but it helps.
Sinning starts here. I'm pointing at where my heart is.
Sinning begins from within.
All right, so we're on this airplane.
The flight attendant takes that question and goes, "This is just regular champagne," and Dennis just goes, "Well, fuck."
Yeah, what was all this for?
Right away, I love this movie. The movie, dude, not enough movies are as liberal as these characters are with the swearing.
Oh man, I think Ike Barinholtz has all of 4 lines in this movie. They're all of them start with the word fuck.
Yeah, and end with it probably.
Yeah, some of them are just the word fuck.
Yep. Also, this movie gets as close to saying, having a white person say the N-word as you can get while still having her movie made. Without having production shut down immediately by God.
He says black people, isn't he?
I
might have missed that one.
After he blows Ike Barinholtz away with a sawn-off shotgun, he goes, don't feel bad for him. He probably says the N-word. He probably uses the N-word on Twitter.
That's right. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He might have, I think. I don't follow him, but I got the feeling. That's right. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Ike... at least use the A.
So here we are on the plane.
Yeah.
The bottle has been poured, and somebody's awake.
That's true. And now his name is Randy, which, when Randy shows up later on, I was upset. Because his name's Gary in this movie.
And on IMDb, he's credited as "Shut the fuck up, Gary."
Well, that's... Because don't talk while someone's pissing beside you.
Maybe don't,
Etiquette.
Maybe don't squat and piss mid-conversation.
So, yeah.
Maybe snap the conversation off and take 3 steps into the goddamn woods.
We're going to get into why she does that later.
All right.
I have a couple theories.
Okay. Well, I guess I also have a theory that comes around in the end.
So, yeah, Randy wakes up and he's in a panic and he's obviously wasted from the drugs that were non-consensually put into his body in order to get him on the plane in the first place. At this point, you don't know anything. Like, these are just things that are happening.
It seems like the whole beginning to this movie is just things are happening.
Yeah. So there's a doctor, I guess. Well, it's an old man who says he's a doctor.
Oh, yeah. I would air quotes that as hard as I could.
So there's a doctor on the plane.
Not a medical one.
Just one. He's probably got his PhD in stabbing people in the throat with a pen. He went to school for 5 years for that.
He's so he went to school for all of this. This medical procedure where he's like, "Oh, you're disorientated. Oh boy, we're gonna put some towels down. We just lay down on the towels."
I don't really know what the purpose of the towels were.
Yeah.
Performs an impromptu tracheotomy on Randy. Doesn't really go in through the as per the traditional method through the throat. It just goes in the side of the neck
with a borrowed pen.
Which is rude.
Yep. You're not gonna want that back.
But then, if the towels were to clean up blood from what he was planning to do, get some more.
You know what? If the towels were for cleaning up what he planned to do, put them anywhere else other than under the mat. You put those towels in probably the one place where there was not going to be any blood.
Put the towels 5 feet to the right where the arterial spray lands.
Yeah, what kind of a doctor is not prepared for that? You should know.
Yeah.
This guy's a chiropractor for sure.
Yes. He's a crystal healer.
Oh boy. So blood everywhere. And yeah, the towels do absolutely nothing.
No.
I don't know why he didn't anticipate the spray.
And he gives the fucking pen back to the flight attendant like she'd ever want that back. And she just takes it and then traumatically walks to the front of the plane like, this is not what I wanted on a Monday.
Randy's not dead though.
No, which is weird.
Yeah. He manages to, I don't know, somehow get a hold of that wine bottle and crack the doctor over the skull with it. Mm-hmm. And then he breaks it, turns it into a
shank,
an impromptu knife.
Sure.
Yeah.
We said the same thing with different words.
We sure did.
Yeah.
And he's just swinging it around.
He is.
Which,
I mean, if I woke up on an airplane with a bunch of people in suits and I was obviously drugged and then I got stabbed in the throat, I might behave similarly.
Yeah, I think so too.
That makes sense.
Well, all this kerfuffle, well, it wakes up Hillary Swank.
Yeah.
Who's on the plane.
Yeah, and also Athena. The reason why you know it's Athena without them saying that it is because she's the only person whose face you don't see. And before that, they talk about like she's a fucking leader.
Right. Yeah, they sure do. I didn't realize. Yeah, you don't see her face till right at the very
basically
the end.
An hour in, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's not happy either way.
I was trying to get my shut eye in before the hunt, and I gotta be chipper for hunting people.
Right. I don't know why she brought her stilettos if she was gonna be hunting people.
That's also a great point.
Yeah.
I wear a more practical shoe for running through the woods chasing after a victim.
That's a pretty practical shoe for what she uses it for.
Yeah, that's true.
Just jamming it into a guy's eye socket.
And then removing brain matter on the end of that eye muscle and growth.
That optic nerve sure had a lot of meat
That
and,
was
like tubing on the end of it. What the fuck was that? I've never seen that much like glop on the end of an eye nerve before.
there was more on the fucking back end of that eyeball than would fit in a human head normally.
Yeah, this dude's eye sockets run deep.
It's a portal to another dimension, and that dimension is full of meat.
So she picks that eye off the shoe, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. She says some shit, and she just goes back to the back of the plane.
Yeah, back to bed.
Which I mean, that's a power move. It's a power move.
So what annoys me is that Randy's obviously dead, and then they drag him back into the room with the other sleeping people, and he's not dead yet.
I don't think he was dead. I think he.
He's fucking laying there, silent, lifeless.
Well, he just had a stiletto jammed into his brain.
I would be using whatever I had left in me at that point to get my eye hole blood all over. You got trypophobia. Imagine that.
Well, that's the difference between you and Randy, man.
I'd be getting on top of people and just like fucking Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
I would cover my one eye, and then I would just like put a lot of. You know how when you like just really bear down, your face goes red and it's really bad for you.
Yeah,
I would do that, but I would cover up my good eye so that just
pressure builds up.
I want blood to shoot out of that eye socket like a lizard.
Like clearing a sewer blockage.
Yeah.
I knew a guy when I was younger who had a fake eye, and he would take it out and store dime bags in the socket.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I
Give me
think
some of that eyeball weed.
I think Brian Posehn has a joke about a dude who does that too. Who the fuck is gonna? Also, like you just putting that in there, eh?
Yeah, it comes out wet. I hope that's a Ziploc.
You're gonna get mushrooms, my friend.
I hope that's a Ziploc with that little plastic piece that definitely seals it.
The one you really have to fight with 100 times.
Yeah, which fine. I want that shit locked up like Fort Knox if it's inside your head before you hand it to me.
Remember when Ziploc, when you zipped it properly, would just change color?
No.
One side was yellow,
cool.
one side was blue, and when you zipped it, it went green.
Oh shit.
They stopped doing that forever ago.
Well, that was smart.
And like the little thing that had the little plastic knob on it.
That's what I mean.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
That's what I want. That's what I want on your eyeball bag.
I haven't seen a good Ziploc bag. It's been a while.
Nobody gives a shit. What are you refreezing?
Meats
and cheeses.
Never cheeses, you fucking animal. So we're waking up in a forest. It's Emma Roberts.
Yeah, and her hair looks like a wig despite not being it.
And in this movie, she's credited as Yoga Pants.
Yeah. I like that they gave the majority, if not all of the characters, just not real names.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm reading the IMDb and I'm like, oh, so all these people die.
Pretty much.
All these people die because we don't get to know their name.
Yeah, they were never given a name and they didn't really need one.
The only reason why the socio-political angle of this movie, which is so fucking heavy, is passable for me is because it defeats itself by killing off all the characters who mouth off. That's just fine.
Just A-okay with me.
Yep.
A-okay.
100%. I'll sit through some like bullshit filibustering about liberals if I get to see somebody get a hole put in them with a shotgun later.
Oh, for sure. I can definitely tune out a lot of stuff if I'm gonna see somebody step on a mine and then just be legs.
And a couple times people end up just legs in this movie.
Yeah, a lot of
just legs and piles of goo.
Oh my god, yeah. People go from being solid to liquid in a split second. So we got Emma Roberts waking up in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Walking around. And then she sees who we find out later. Her name's Crystal. Mm-hmm. She's the main character of the movie. I just spoiled that for you.
Yep.
But she's the main character of the film. And
you know that she's the main character of the film because she's the only one with any tactical knowledge whatsoever. And the first shot of her is her using it.
Yeah. She's snapping the pin off of her like work name tag and making a compass by magnetizing it on her hair and putting it on a leaf and watching it spin to find out where true north is.
Yep. And I go, she survives the whole movie right away.
Yep.
The movie and I appreciate that in a movie like this because it doesn't take itself seriously from the fucking very beginning, basically.
Yeah.
But it just telegraphs the final girl within the first 5 to 10 minutes.
Yep.
Sick.
And then we don't see her for a good period of time, which is...
No, she just fucks right off.
Oh, this movie's full of... there's a lot of with all the famous people too.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
oh, well,
yeah.
these people are going to be in.
That's what I mean by like subverting expectation. All of the people that I expected to not die first.
And it's so good.
Yeah, it is.
Ugh!
Yeah. You know how hard it is to surprise me at this point? I've seen thousands of movies.
My mouth was open for a lot of this.
Yeah.
With most of the deaths.
Sometimes it comes out of just complete nowhere too.
Oh my god.
A punchline after a punchline, you know?
Yeah. They've so everybody's got these like gags on their faces too.
That's true.
I don't know. They're like it's
It's a horse bit.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the people, the fetish folks who dress up like horses and go out in public
I
horribly.
hope you never do, and if you are one, please stop.
That's basically what they have in their mouths.
Yeah, that's what I imagined it was. But I was picturing more like when an Amish person needs to go somewhere, they have to put this in their horse's mouth.
Yeah, no, it's the same. That's what. So those balls are so that the reins don't fall off. You know.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that horses have been pulling these carriages with their mouths this whole time.
Yeah, dude.
It's like a dude pulling a car with his dick.
Which also there are people who can do that.
Yeah, it's
unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that mangled nightmare. I don't want to see that fucking Jim Carrey in The Mask body part you have now. Mr. Fantastic, just on one location.
It's like having a dildo for a penis, but it's not the fun kind of. It's a flaccid dildo.
Fucking stretch my Armstrong.
I like that one the best. Oh, so yeah, there's first of all, I'm not trusting anybody who's not gagged in this film.
100%.
That's
already you got a leg up. I don't want to be a part of it.
Nope. And like, why don't you have a gag?
Yeah, I do. So these gags are padlocked shut, and everybody sort of, with the exception of Crystal, whose name in the movie is also Snowball. Again, nicknames. I'm gonna get into the fucking Animal Farm thing because Jesus Christ, but. They all make it to a clearing sort of in a group, and there's just a box sitting there like fucking Josh Brolin's Old Boy with a crowbar, and the person who you expect to be the stupidest is the smartest because he immediately goes, that's a trap. Even though it's not, I would immediately think it was.
It's got a crowbar leaned up on it so casually.
Yeah, a brand new crowbar, nice pristine box in the middle of a field, and I just woke up with a gag in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna...
Somebody else can open that.
I'm not even gonna stick around. Yeah.
No, and a lot of So the trucker gets the right idea. He just fucking leaves on that shit.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, the situation I'm in, I see all these people in a clearing. Like worst case, they're not on my side. I'm gonna just sit in a bush and see what happens.
Yeah. So some guy whose name doesn't matter pries the box open, and out of it comes a small pig in a shirt, whose name is Orwell. Sorry, these are important details.
Very well dressed pig.
Yeah, no, he's
hat,
dapper.
Shirt,
dapper.
Oh yeah, he's dressed to the nines. He's putting on the Ritz.
Now pigs are pretty highly intelligent animals. I'd be following that wherever it went because I would assume it knows more than I do. I don't even know what country I'm in.
That's actually great. That pig takes off too.
Yeah. Where's it going? Home? Cool.
He's going somewhere. He's
somewhere better than this.
Look, I'll tell you where he goes. He goes somewhere and he changes his shirt. That's.
I didn't even know. So when he comes out of the forest later, I was like, did he change?
Damn. He's got an outfit for every occasion.
Yeah, dude. Inside the box is guns with no ammo. Little bit confused as to why they gave him guns and like just no clip.
Probably for the hope.
I guess it's just it's one clip fully loaded. You don't get any backup, so you better use them shits sparingly.
Yeah. I think it's Emma Roberts. She finds like a bag of keys or some shit like on the door of the box that the guy pulled off, and
bit of a dangerous choice. That could have fucking disappeared easily.
Oh yeah, they're little keys.
Yeah,
little keys in a big grass field.
They're in one of those like tiny orange envelopes that people put their like business cards in.
You might as well. Yeah, you should have brought a fucking magnet or no. A magnet on a stick or a metal detector. Just on the off chance that fucking somebody's a butterfingers
or it blows away in the wind.
Exactly.
You know.
As they're unlocking their gags, there's a dude in the background who has already like grabbed the biggest gun and is just like pointing it off in the direction. Wise choice.
Yeah.
I want to have the gun.
I get the big one,
and I'm presenting it as a reason for me to have the gun. I'm pointing it and
demonstrating that I know how to use the gun.
Yeah, and that this is my gun now. and see how I'm protecting everybody with this gun. I have the gun.
By now, it should be clear that I'm the one who should have this.
Yeah, I've got a reason to have it. And what's your reason to have it? It can't be better than protection for everyone.
I'm gonna be honest. My first impulse was the kukris.
Was it the knives?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably way better than these unloaded guns.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Like, you only have, what, maybe 16 rounds? And right after the box opens, there's sniper fire? One of the guys just runs guns akimbo, just at nothing, firing and screaming.
Yeah, he's got barrel, they look like assault shotguns, maybe. They're
Yeah.
Barrel, what do you call it? Barrel clips. That's what they are.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Wasting what little ammo they have.
Oh, yeah, but, like, you had to have that clip. You got these big assault rifles. They were like, let's just get you running. Because, not firing at anything. Guns actually up in the air.
Yeah.
But you got two guns. You got a field.
It's sniper fire. Somebody's got you dialed in. All right?
Look, you're going to tell me that this is...
There's a tree line right there. Go that way.
This is potentially your last moment, Jay.
Yeah.
And,
you're saying that, go
and
down
you're not
swinging,
gonna
right?
just one time, be like, "Ba-da-da-da-da-da," and then...
Fair enough if presented with the opportunity. If I assumed I was going to die anyway.
Well, this guy gets Swiss cheese.
I'd rather make noise about it. You're right.
Fucking riddled with bullets immediately, so it doesn't help him.
Emma Roberts, who you probably thought, given that when everybody wakes up, that's the first face you see, and it's a famous one, who you probably thought was going to survive the whole movie, gets her head blown off almost immediately.
Well, yeah, almost, because the first shot misses, and then she goes, well, that almost hit me, and then...
Bow! Yep.
Just chunks of head.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
A guy who gave her a cursory lesson in gun use gets her all over him, and then decides that that's enough.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is.
He takes cover behind the box.
Yeah. The wooden box...
You know, they can't see
I can fire a 22 through it. I can fire an airsoft gun through wood.
The idea is that they can't see you behind it. How do they know you're there? There's so much scattering.
Sure.
So at the top of this field, there's a bunker.
Yeah.
That's where the gunfire's coming from. You see a little muzzle flash or a sniper glint.
It's built into a mound.
Yes, a mound. That's the word.
A chick decides to just run through the raindrops and avoid the firing squad.
Beelines it.
And she does until she falls into a Viet Cong punji stick pit that's, first of all, not uncovered. Secondly, the size of 3 graves. How do you not notice that in front of you while you're running?
And like, not only that, she like dives into it, because I thought she was diving for cover.
It's like she tripped and fell, but yeah, maybe. Either way, you're not going to see those spikes. They're like 3 feet long.
Yeah.
And the pit itself is like 3 feet deep. They're sticking up.
Yeah. She's barely...
She's like, fuck bullets. I'd rather die like this.
It's like a small sand trap on a shitty golf course, but then also shit covered spikes.
Yeah, dude. So the guy who gets Emma Roberts all over his face tries to save her. She is impaled through the center mass by a giant spike. And we just pull her off of that, and then she gets up and just needs a little bit of help walking. Are you kidding me?
Not only... Okay, so...
You wouldn't. You would not survive that. Especially if it got extracted.
Yeah,
that's your solar plexus. It's done.
He walks up on her and she's like, it's my birthday. I'm going to eat a lot of pie.
I'm going to eat a whole pie. Somebody wrote that into a script and had a person say it in a movie.
Well, clearly she's in shock.
Holy shit, though.
And then it's like, okay, well, happy birthday on 3. No.
No.
And it ends up being the longest 3 of all time.
Yeah, it is. Well, it would take a while.
She doesn't just slide off the pole.
No, she needs to be pulled off of that.
Oh, God.
And then, they take fucking 4 paces, and dude steps on a landmine, and he Jim Halpert mugs to camera.
He does. He sighs. He throws his arms down like, what? Of course, this. On this day.
It must be a Monday. Boom. Body parts.
All you see is just a set of legs flying through the air.
And then hilariously, the top half of the woman in the pit ends up back in the pit.
Right on the same spike.
Yeah, dude. And then Ike Barinholtz shows up and she's like, kill me. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then she rips the gun out of his hands and goes, let go, you fucking snowflake. This is the best movie I've seen all year.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
when you look at her, her guts are out.
Yeah.
She is a top half, and that's it.
At this point, it's just, do me a favor.
Yeah, and absolutely.
Yeah, I will.
You know what? When you were on the spikes the first time, like...
I probably could have done it then if you had asked.
At what point do we go, medical science has only come so far?
Yeah, the only doctor nearby stabbed somebody in the throat earlier.
Your quality of life, it's not going to be good with this giant hole in your body.
You could be a zombie in a movie later.
I gotta go. There's gunfire.
Yeah, dude, I need to run, and I don't need to be carrying a heavy backpack.
No. So, Ike shows up after saying fuck.
Yeah.
At one point, there's the shot of him behind a tree going, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
and
his favorite is to say fuck to himself.
Yeah, so it's so fucking good. And, by the way, she ain't got no legs.
The trucker glossed over this part while Emma Roberts realized, she's like, I don't want a gun because I don't know how to use this shit. The trucker became my favorite character briefly when he looks at her and goes, do you know how to do this? And basically mimes a bad finger job and goes, then you're good.
That's the whole gun safety lesson right there. Yeah.
And you know that he got that from a trainer. Just by his accent, I could tell. That was the advice that the man who sold him his assault rifle gave him first.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, 1980s grindhouse movie turn where they feature Emma Roberts heavily in the trailer and then kill her immediately. That's fucking Bruce Willis in Planet Terror all over again.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
Where were any of these fucking traps when they walked into the field the first time?
Oh, they must have just miraculously avoided all of them.
I guess so. Just
how's that?
Coincidentally, all the traps were just kind of out of sight, out of eye line as they
all came from the other part of the forest where there weren't any.
Really? Yeah.
And then chose to run into a brand new part of the forest despite being shot at.
Yeah, they definitely didn't come from all angles.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all. Okay, well, I'm glad we're both on par with this with the answer to my question. I guess we're good with it. Okay.
I started calling Ike Barinholtz Ike Deagle Barinholtz in my notes.
I like it.
That's a good choice out of the old gun rack, out of the old Matrix guns, lots of them.
Yeah, it's like one of those shelves. Oh, it's so good.
Here's a reason why this is one of my favorite movies ever.
Okay.
It's 15 minutes into the movie. They're talking about what's happening to them after they hop a fence and go, it's Manorgate. All of the characters here being hunted know where they are and what it is. Not where they are geographically, but they know the score. So you don't have to sit through 30 minutes of people trying to figure out what's going on because they just know. You might not as an audience member, but it's so much more comfortable knowing that you don't have to learn things before the characters learn them. They already know more than you, and it's fine.
Oh, that was
great.
That was a welcome change.
Fuck yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed figuring it out for myself like an adult.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
Being treated like a human being with a brain instead of a 5-year-old child with not one?
I won't lie, I didn't get it when they were talking about it there, but later on when they mentioned Manorgate again, I was like, Manorgate. Oh. That was what they said. They didn't just say some shit that I don't know. I get it.
Thanks so much for letting me put the puzzle together instead of loading me up with Dilaudid like I'm in a mental institution and then assembling it so I can watch.
Thank you.
You know?
This movie was a welcome change.
For sure.
As well, my favorite is that everybody who's being hunted, you kind of, at first you're like, oh man, poor them.
Yeah.
But then you find out that all of them
have bad opinions.
They're just stupid fucking idiots from the internet.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, the heroes. Oh, I don't know if I like these heroes.
Basically just 4chan users cobbled together in a list.
It is. I did enjoy Crystal, because I don't know. It was like this movie ends up being like Rambo. If Rambo was a lady, and if Rambo also like played on a softball team. Like she's got home from the factory and actually I think she works at a car dealership or a gas station or something.
And it's baffling how she works at a car dealership because And now, interestingly enough, and this is sort of part of my Chris, I'm just gonna get it out of the way now. Crystal, first of all, was in the military, and she's in Afghanistan, so she's got PTSD. They don't label it, which was it was a wise choice because it sort of pigeonholes her weirdly erratic behavior and cartoonish fucking Chris Farley faces. Also, I suspect she has a high functioning form of autism.
Oh boy.
Which they also don't mention. And it also makes it ironically amusing that a bunch of highly sensitive liberals, by mistake, chose her to be a part of their game. Because they wouldn't if they knew that.
No, they wouldn't have.
You know?
It's so good.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. So this small group, I don't know at what point we get the knowledge that it's 12 people.
So that happens way later.
That's way later.
Way later.
I guess I knew going in that it was 12. Anyway, this just based on plot synopsis. Anyway, this group of maybe 4 or 5. I think it's 4.
It's 3.
It's 3. Okay.
You got Ike, some trucker guy, and somebody else. Because Ike comes to a fence, and then 2 people
and
come
a
up
chick
from
who I called Wyoming.
Okay.
Because that's where she said she was from when they get into the gas station that they're going to now and find.
Yeah. They're walking through so they come to a fence and they see a road, and the one guy's like, "Oh, road, good, civilization." I don't know what your base is for civilization, but that is just a road.
Infrastructure is his point. That road is not paved.
No.
So how much civilization really are you going to get here?
Yeah, that's my point. Like, cool, you're going to end up at a gas station. Great. A Mon-Pa gas station where you know they don't even take Visa in 2020.
Down a dirt road? Oh, so we're in the middle of fucking nowhere at all?
Yeah, great.
Right on. Good thing I got my bearings.
A single dirt road heading in either direction. Wicked. That's just as good as a cell phone.
You could be just outside of a major city. You could also be in an oil field hundreds of miles from a major city.
You could. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. They call Ike, somebody calls Ike Khaki Dan. They say, "What's the plan, Khaki Dan?"
Yeah.
And
like
then,
it's like "See you later, alligator."
Yeah.
Or my favorite that rapper that I like named Rob Sonic said on Twitter, "See you maybe then, Homo sapien."
Damn.
I like that one a lot.
I like all the work that went into making those words rhyme.
Yeah, right.
They were carefully chosen, and you can tell. So yeah, they
Oh, fucking the one guy can't hop the fence because he gets arrowed.
Right, an arrow does.
That's why. I thought it was 4, and it's actually 3. Because, so he takes an arrow to the shoulder, and then tries to use that same arm to fire the gun. Still, like maybe switch to southpaw. You got an arrow.
Maybe just go. Don't stand still. It's an arrow. He's got to cock it again. He's got to.
Yep.
He's got to knock it. Is it notch? He's got to notch it up again.
Yeah.
I think that's
you have
the term.
maybe 10 to 20 seconds, depending on whether or not it's a compound bow. Those shits require some force.
Oh yeah.
And I think it is, to be honest. So he gets downed, and then a grenade rolls past him, and then you hear voices from the bushes. Nothing's happening. I don't know what did you pull the pin?
Yeah,
and then they just throw another one. All right, fine.
It's the safety grenade.
It's the decoy grenade.
Like, are you gonna risk going to find out if you pulled the pin or not? No.
You're right. No, you're right.
Eradicate it.
Yeah, that was smart. In any other movie, they would go to investigate whether or not the pin was pulled, and they'd all die.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Again, like everything, every like trope and weird stereotype that you just tacitly know is in horror movies, they also do. Like the writers of this movie, and they go, "Fuck that, though." The opposite.
Yeah, I want to see
right up until basically the end.
I want to see the murder, but I also want to smile about it. You know,
yeah,
I don't want to be like, "Oh no, another
Absolutely.
character's dead." I want to be like, "That's fucking awesome." Oh my god!
This fucking movie knows its exact audience and just goes, "Here's your favorite."
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
No, I agree.
So we come to the Mon-Pa gas station.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody piles inside. On the screen is a polar bear clinging to a fucking chunk of ice.
Yeah, saddest part of the movie, really.
Global warming, something or other.
Just in case you were wondering whether or not this was a news story about global warming, here it is in big red and white letters right across the screen.
Yeah, don't forget global warming.
Yeah, there's a globe and it's warm.
So Ike's got his fucking gun out. And he's like, "You got a phone?" Like,
Yeah.
"No, we've got grandchildren." That's not what he asked.
No, it's not.
Do you have a phone? And they do.
Yep.
So they slide him the oldest phone I've ever seen, but we are in Croatia, so I'm gonna just let that slide.
They probably got it from nearby.
And
They probably got it from the woods nearby.
well, clearly it's not a real functioning phone because he dials emergency. There's no way that who he connects to is the emergency.
No, let me tell you, from the first sentence out of Dennis's mouth, because it's fucking Dennis on the phone,
Yeah,
I knew that it was not a trained dispatch employee.
not
There's no fucking way.
at all concerned.
At no point ever in the history of 911 calls has the dispatch person said, "Oh, trace the call? That's actually a good idea."
Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, no. Yeah, the second he was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," I'm like, "Oh boy."
One of the best lines in the movie during this scene comes out of Ike Barinholtz's mouth after the woman says, "We have grandchildren." He goes, "Oh, you have grandchildren? Do you have like a picture of them?" "I'm just kidding. I don't give a fuck." Wyoming's in the back just eating powdered donuts without paying for them. And then there's a dude who's it's Post Malone. It's not Post Malone, but he's got tattoos underneath his eyes, all right? And he's
Post
got a
Malone
puffy
had something else going on.
He's got a puffy Fat Joe jacket. He's fucking Lil Peep.
You're just saying people at this
Yeah,
point.
mumble rappers.
Man,
he contributes nothing other than just to look like Eminem's his favorite person on earth.
Here's a list of usernames on SoundCloud. Thanks.
That's totally what it is.
Yeah, clearly Post Malone had something else going on.
Yeah, he was busy buying gold fronts and looking like he's homeless.
He was busy. Boy, he's just not doing so good these days.
I don't know if he ever was.
Oh boy. If he wasn't before, it's no better now.
You'd think if you're a millionaire, you could afford conditioner.
You think yeah.
You know?
I mean, he's dirty.
His fucking hair looks like a rat king.
We all saw him on Ghost Adventures.
I didn't.
Oh, he was on Ghost Adventures.
It's unfortunate.
They had the spirit.
Zach, what are you doing?
They had the spirit box, and the spirit box called him dirty.
Oh,
Yeah,
ghosts are smart.
ghosts are real. To be confirmed at some point. We'll figure it out.
So Wyoming finds out very quickly that the donut she's eating is fucking poison. Which, okay.
Well, maybe a lesson learned.
You're right.
Pay for things.
Mhm.
We ask before we start eating.
Well, this is when you come into a gas station owned by a husband and wife, kindly husband and wife, flailing a gun around in my face and just eating food off of the shelves, I'll pull out a shotgun and blow you away too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. When they first come in, they barricade themselves in with by moving a magazine rack, like a plastic magazine rack.
The door opens out.
Yeah. Also, the magazine rack isn't there later, but
Oh fuck!
oh, you know what? No. They reset. They reset the gas station.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So
Either way, the door opens out, so you're not barricading anything.
no. So they're very concerned with, where are we? And the lady gives them a vague, like, you're on Route 14.
Yeah.
Like, well, where? Well, here's a town name.
Where?
Okay, where? Arkansas. And then everybody's like, this fucking shit would happen in Arkansas. Fucking.
Yeah, everybody turns like Arkansas, of course.
Collectively is like, fucking Arkansas.
Yeah.
Which comes into play a little later.
Yeah. Also, Ike Barinholtz is from Staten Island. Not that it matters at all.
Not one lick, but that's what he's credited as in the IMDb page.
Sure.
Staten Island.
Maybe he's actually from Staten Island. Can my name just be where I'm from? Where I was born?
No.
It doesn't matter because I die.
It won't be where you're born, but it'll definitely be where Pete Davidson's born. We couldn't get Pete, so we got you, Ike.
That's fucking hilarious. I would have liked Pete Davidson in this movie, honestly. I think he would have fit. Yeah, Ike deserves to get shot in the chest because he didn't recognize that it was obviously not anyone affiliated with police on the phone.
Yeah, he really had that shotgun blast.
Yeah, he fucking hangs it up and he goes, well, that was a weird interaction. But then, that's where it ends for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe, it's immediately after that he's blasted in the chest with a sawed off, and it knocks him off his feet.
It sure does. And he hits the ground hard.
And then at that point, doesn't the lady go like, "Oh, come on, you're making a mess."
Yeah, I'm not cleaning that up.
Yeah, that's what it is.
When Wyoming is dying of being poisoned by a donut, like the redneck version of Snow White.
It's a fucking powdered donut in a pack of and like the plastic tube.
Yeah. The rapper guy goes something like I think get like an EpiPen or fucking insulin or something like that.
Yeah.
What he says is, I think she's Dianetic.
I don't know what that word is, but I know it's not the right word.
Dianetics is the book L. Ron Hubbard wrote.
Yeah,
to
it
begin
is.
the Church of Scientology.
Yeah, it is. Oh God, that's why I
Love that they just threw that in there.
Well, fuck them.
The movie sort of rewards you for like knowing things.
It does. I like that. So there's a weird bit right here where the where Pa walks up to this guy with a shotgun and says something like, by the way, global warming is real.
Climate change is real.
Yeah. So you shouldn't some about you've been posting some shit online, and then he just fucking blows them away.
Right. Interesting last words to say to a person.
Yeah.
I didn't put together at the time that it was because of like the shit that he had been posting about online that he said that. It seemed like he was just really, really interested in making sure people knew the climate change was real before they died.
Yeah. Very specific set of horror movies we're watching here.
Also, during before Ike Barinholtz gets killed, he makes a point of saying that he has many guns at home because it's his constitutional right.
And they make the mistake of asking an American why he has guns.
Yeah, dude.
And he's like, yeah, it's my right. And then I think the Pa, he's like, well, isn't it their right, to shoot at you?
So, by that same logic, everything that's happening right now is normal and fine.
And then as soon as they say
Bit of a mental leap on your part, because no, it's not.
Yep.
Having guns and hunting people for sport are two very different things.
One thing's a self-defense or a collection thing. It's just murder.
Yeah.
It's just murder and torture.
They don't really equate.
No, not really. But it doesn't matter because, all those guns will be up for an estate sale because he's fucking dead.
Those guns get auctioned off because his kids have disowned him for his opinions.
Kinda, though. As soon as he was like, yeah, by the way, it's your posts are stupid, global warming is real, I was like, okay, so
this is it. This is what we're doing.
We've got some PC people here, some liberals. We got some liberals, and the liberals are the bad guys. And all of a sudden, I was like, this is the weirdest movie I've ever seen because it's never this way.
It's kind of like everybody's the bad guy in their own way, which I think is the point of the movie. Like, if you get so deeply entrenched in your your political opinions that you start being okay with murdering people for fun, then you're wrong regardless. Because everybody who's wrong in this movie gets murdered.
I don't think there's anybody who's right.
There's one person, and she's there by accident.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She gets a grilled cheese in the end, so it's all good.
Dude, she gets a grilled cheese made by an artisan.
She has
Gordon Ramsay's grilled cheese.
She has cheese I've never heard of.
Yeah.
So yeah, they all the bodies get dragged to the back. They reset the store because over the radio you hear, "There's one more coming. She doesn't have a gun on her, so have some fun with her."
Yeah. What does that mean?
Wow.
What does that mean over the radio?
I feel like it's the same kind of fun that they have in the movie Deliverance.
You're certainly in the right location, it seems.
Submerged under the water all the way, but except your shotgun in your hand sticking up out of the water to shoot people in a kayak.
Yeah.
All right. That's too much.
That's the kind of fun. No, it's fine. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, well, that happens.
Way worse things happen in that movie.
I don't know about that. She shows up.
Another example of why, how that this is the main character and that she's going to survive for a long time because she's very utilitous. Somehow she no longer has the fucking BDSM gimp fucking horse mask mouth thing anymore, despite having not stuck around to get it unlocked, which means she picked it.
That's a solid point. That was probably cut out of the film.
Yeah, maybe, but like it didn't need to be in it.
No, it didn't. So from her perspective right now, she's walking up to a gas station where there's two people gawking at her.
Yeah, right out the window, clearly in broad daylight.
Going to the next store.
Yeah, dude.
I don't care. You guys clearly have nothing going on in there.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere, weirdos gonna fucking wear my skin.
100%. If I'm walking up to a store and the people in it who run it look like they're eager to see me, I might go down the street a bit.
Yeah, that's really killing your business by weirding people the fuck out. So she comes in and she's like, I think she like looks at the cigarette thing and she's like, some cigarettes, please.
Yeah.
And
here's my dirty sock money.
yeah. Oh yeah. She like goes down to her boot to get money and they're very concerned.
Yeah.
About what...
Well, they should be.
Oh yeah. It's just a dirty 20.
Yeah. Just a filthy 20 in my sock. She goes, it's a little sweaty. Hilarious.
Well, I can imagine you've been through quite a bit.
Same thing though. Where am I? What state is this? Assumes it's a state. That was a mistake. Get the Arkansas. Weird conversation here where they just don't want to tell her. It seems like right away.
Yeah.
What kind of question is that? Most people just know where they are. If I knew, I wouldn't ask. Why are we going over my motives for me asking where I'm at right now? What if I'm just a kidnap victim? You're kind of giving yourself away by not giving me just easy information to give me.
Can a fella be in trouble?
Yeah.
Jesus. What's with the third degree? I have an issue.
Everyone within a 5-kilometer radius is just great all the time here. Nobody needs help ever.
Yeah, fucking, we got a bunch of hawk-brained motherfuckers mapping out everything and just knowing where shit is all the goddamn time.
Fuck. So she gets the fucking cigarettes and she looks down at the change. Also, she clocks Pa reaching for the shotgun despite not being able to really see anything. Because they cut back to her and she's looking at the hand. Like, she knows, right? And this, okay, again, you'd think with all of the resources of being billionaires, you would take the time and put in the effort to vet the people that you're bringing into your kill game to make sure that you didn't recruit fucking John Wick.
You would think.
Because she autistically does math real quick and goes, oh, that's way too much change. And I'm not in Arkansas because cigarettes are only $6. And then she John Wicks the fuck out of both of them.
Well, she doesn't even say that at first. She just looks at the
she
change.
saves it for the best part to say it.
Oh, yeah. She looks at this old lady, looks back at her change, and then she grabs that old lady by her wig and slams her head so hard in the change, I expected a quarter to still be stuck to her forehead.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
So she does
Hops
that.
over the counter, blows Pa away with ease.
By the way,
yeah.
sawed-off shotgun, the best weapon for a convenience store.
It is.
You get so much spray. You barely have to aim.
It's that conversely, it's almost not even worth it to have it because you're restocking fees, dude.
Oh yeah, you fire one bullet and you've opened every bag of chips in the store. These all have to be thrown out now.
Ah, shit. Frito-Lay, get him on the phone.
Yeah, it happened again, Frito.
I guess I'm just trigger happy.
Yeah, no, you...
Fuck.
Good point.
So she goes, cigarettes in Arkansas only cost $6. You fucked up, bitch. Holy god damn.
I had to watch that so many times. Because the next shot is just from outside of the store and it's blood shooting up the front of the window.
Amazing. She fucking she grabs a shotgun, looks around, finds the bodies in the employee room. As she's leaving, she takes off her jacket because it's got blood on it, but leaves the shirt on, thus defeating the purpose of taking off the jacket.
Yeah.
If you're trying to stay covert, definitely because you still got blood all over you. But if you're grossed out, definitely because you still got blood all over you. How about you take the fucking clothes from the poison chick who doesn't have any fucking bullet holes in her body? You're already back there.
Yeah.
You obviously don't care about murder.
Maybe browse the shelves. They have a Tide pen or some shit.
Oh.
Those are so old that I feel like Ma and Pa stores would still have that kind of shit.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Yeah, like they just got that shit like 20 years ago and nobody ever bought one. So it's just been on the shelf.
Because everybody in this area, the type of dirt they have on them, a Tide pen cannot remove.
There's a store and it's in a small town near the town I grew up in. If you go in there, There's an old. He's dead now, so
Okay.
it's probably not a store. You go in there and shelves of things.
Just things.
Things.
Okay.
Covered in dust.
Of course.
Thick with dust. Because nobody...
Lousy with dust.
Lousy. Absolutely terrible with dust. Because nobody goes in there for anything other than guns.
Fuck yeah.
So everything else in this general store, untouched for years. You probably got all those like old TikTok, or the TikToks I watch where people like look at old shit.
Yeah.
They'd have a field day in there.
Fucking Storage Wars shoots an episode in that store.
Here's a fucking package of chocolate bars from 1996. Look at that shit. Remember that?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This payday.
This payday is a payday. Until you eat it and then you shit.
Payday's for the toilet.
So yeah, you fucked up, bitch.
Yeah, you did.
Fucked right up.
This is the most. This woman is also Sherlock Holmes because she takes one step outside and goes, "That truck's rigged with a bomb, isn't it?" And yep, it's like a weird toothbrush and pencil bomb. Who made that? Who the fuck made that?
It's like C4 or something,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
but like the starter, like I can't remember what it's called, but like the fucking
The igniter?
Yeah, it's like it's a broken pencil and like a toothbrush jammed in there.
All right.
Just IEDs.
Yeah. I mean, there's like the string that goes from the door handle to that. Maybe when you pull it out, it pulls out something and something snaps closed.
Yeah.
She also like looks at the fucking license plate for all of a second and goes, sticker. Peels that
Yeah,
off.
right?
I didn't even notice. She just started yanking metal off of the truck.
I had to do a lot of looking up in order to figure out, because we don't at this point know where they are at yet. And me, being the asshole that I am, I need to know that. So I was trying to be clever and look up the symbol of the flag that was on that license plate. Turns out it's the European fucking Union. That's 27 countries.
Nice.
So still convoluted.
Good luck.
Still no idea.
But we're getting closer.
Yeah.
We have a hint. We can narrow it down to 27 out of
Oh fuck, a lot.
It's
27 states, but whatever, fuck it. It's the same damn, like, obviously Croatia's one of them.
Yeah. I just mean, like, I don't know how many countries there are in total. There's probably hundreds.
I don't know either. It's a number.
It's a lot. Hey, if you know, send us an email.
You know who knows is Bam Margera because he's memorized the capitals.
Well, I mean, you watch...
I'm sure that information has been washed away by this point, but...
A nice haze of light bulb meth really dims the lights.
Well, you need the light bulb.
Exactly.
You know? It's dark in here, but I'm happy.
It's dark in here. This bulb is hot still. Hasn't been plugged in days.
Fuck.
Didn't you ever watch Animaniacs? They did that whole that they had a whole song where they named every country.
Yeah. I do remember that for sure.
Couldn't recite it to you. I just know it exists.
It does, and it gets progressively faster as time goes on.
Oh, cartoons really used to be something.
Yeah.
This is not a cartoon podcast. I'm sorry. Getting off topic.
Animaniacs used to be cool.
It used to.
Let me tell you. So, like, in addition to the autism and the PTSD, I firmly believe that this woman is a doomsday prepper or comes from a family of them.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Good lord,
she seems like she had that magnet pin hair thing.
Yeah.
She didn't even.
I do this to get home every day.
First thing she did. Every night she wakes up from a fucking Saturday night at the old tavern, which is a local place
hole.
that she. Yeah. It's probably called the Watering Hole because it's such a
is.
small town that nobody cares. And they just know that it's a bar.
It's just called a bar.
Yeah, bar. Just signed bar.
Yeah,
that's
right
all
beside
says.
it, pharmacy. Right beside it, school.
And right beside that, Couche-Tard.
I don't know what that is.
It's a variety store.
Okay.
Well, it's Max, but in Quebec, it's called Couche-Tard, which is French for open late.
That's funny.
Which means
it's right on the nose with that.
Which means when stores are open to 1 or 2 a.m., they're couche-tarded. Right? That's how that works. That's how French works, right? I verbed that properly.
Oh.
Did I use the feminine or the masculine use of the verb? Which one? Couche-tardé. My bad.
Oh man, good. I'm glad you said that out loud. So she fucking has the radio that all these hunters use to communicate, and she's hiding in a bush just waiting for people to show up. And this is just expositional for the most part. Fine. Just having a conversation about, I don't know, I can't get him on the thing. All right, I should just go visit and send the drone out.
Oh, yeah. She's laying there waiting for all these people to show up, and then just a little fucking drone.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be able to open the door and get in there. They're just gonna get it as close to the glass as they can get it before the propellers tap on it.
Yeah. And then Randy blows that away.
Oh, yeah. That it just kind of explodes, and then out steps, Randy from My Name is Earl, but buff.
Hardcore Randy over here.
This Randy's been surviving.
He has. Which is ironic because he's dumb as bricks in this movie.
So good. I love it. he plays a good slow guy.
He does.
Buff or not, I was worried that when he got buff, he just wouldn't be as funny. He's still funny.
Yep. It's still in there. It's just essentially enwrapped in fucking Kevlar at this point. It's protected.
His humor is just
by beef.
Muscular.
Yeah. He's got a strong sense of humor.
And that's what the ladies look for.
It is, you know.
She warns him about the truck bomb, and you're like, hey, you shouldn't have shot that because now they're coming. Over here now.
Like, she knows this shit, and most of it's probably from military.
I mean, some of it's common sense.
That's true.
They're probably going to investigate why their drone just stopped working.
Thing is, like, the drone wouldn't have gone away. They probably would have stuck around. So you have to leave, you know.
Yeah. She's like, hey, I'm out of here because I'm gonna go follow these tracks I saw. And Gary is his name, not Randy.
No, it's hard not to call him Randy though.
Ethan, Gary,
sure.
He's like, what tracks? And he asked that like, I don't know, 100 times.
Also, not that it matters because it doesn't, but the ma and pa conversation while they're putting the bodies in the fucking employee room, and they're just talking about how you can't call them black people because white people say you can. And then the dude just goes, we're the worst. I felt vindicated in that moment as a person of color.
You know, I've been saying white people are the worst for a long time. We are.
Diversity.
Oh, right. Yeah, because he's like, don't feel bad, because he probably said the N-word on Twitter, and those people have had it hard enough. Those people? Well,
privilege!
Black people. They're not, you can't say that. Well, you know, that term's becoming more accepted by this whatever group. Like, that group is mostly white people.
Yeah.
The worst.
It's... The sentence he says is, it's okay to call them black people again.
Again.
If that's how you have to phrase it, it's probably not.
Yeah, if it was taken off the docket for a reason, if the offer was revoked,
yeah,
it's probably not good after the expiry date.
It's unfortunate because white people have already filled out the paperwork.
They're real good at it. So it ends up these tracks, despite Ethan, a.k.a. Gary, just wanting to know so bad. Train tracks.
Yes, that's right.
They're train tracks.
They are. And a train is coming. Before the train comes, now, I just want to point out, we now exist in a society where people are writing the word cuck into their scripts.
Yeah.
That was not my favorite part of the movie.
I feel like it fit, though. He seemed like the type of character to use that word.
So he tries to sort of explain what Manorgate is.
Which was nice. It was nice.
You get the cliff notes from a racist. That's all right. This guy is essentially Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Or any far right with a fucking podcast where they just yell.
Oh my God.
Can't remember the guy's name that runs America First.
Don't even know what that is.
Shit. America First is basically white supremacy with a nice face and suit.
Oh,
and it's like
that's not good.
It's like a 23-year-old kid who just he says things like, "Now I don't want the country to be all white,
but
maybe 80 or 90%."
Well, that's more than fair. That's way more than fair. That's actually a lion's share.
I wish I could remember. Nick Fuentes. His name was Nick Fuentes.
Oh.
Ironic that he has a Spanish last name.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
So we're following these train tracks, and yeah, we got fucking Ethan. He's like, yeah, I fucking read up on this shit. Yeah, they hunt it for sport. Or like, I got this theory I read online. These people do this and that, and this and that, and they hunt people at this manor. It's a manor. They use the word manor a lot. They use Manorgate. It's this and that, and blah blah blah. And then at this point, Crystal decides that she has to have a piss.
She does, yeah.
She's walked far enough
without pissing.
Yeah,
And now it's piss time. Mid-sentence piss, by the way.
Yeah, yep, gives Gary a look that says, hey, shut the fuck up, I gotta piss. He does. It goes over his head.
It sure does, and it continues to do so. He keeps arguing, I'm Gary. The time to swap first names is not when my puss is out. All right? Either before or after, if we get along well. You know?
Maybe take a step back into the woods, though.
Yeah, no, you're right.
This is a strange man who, if he wanted to, could crane his neck and see anything.
Yeah, he almost does.
And like, look, I don't want to point fingers.
You are, though.
But the type of people who would be interested in a stream of urine fresh out of the person, probably also the type of people who go online and look up things like Manorgate.
Yeah.
And have a podcast about it.
I'm sure that Venn diagram, as disgusting as it is, does exist.
I feel like it's not even like a modest middle too. It's like the Wu-Tang W there.
Manorgate on one side, water sports on the other, and dead center is Gary.
I wish Watergate was about something else, so you could have put the word Watergate in there too. It's a different Watergate.
Later on in the movie, somebody goes, "Why do they call it Manorgate?" And the response is, "Well, they've already ruined water and pizza."
Oh,
good.
And that's how you know what universe we're in.
Yep. Fuck yeah. So post piss, this is when she says, "Shut the fuck up, Gary," because he can't help but introduce herself while she's half naked.
Yeah.
Himself rather to her, and then a train comes.
Oh yeah. Now, listen. Shh. That's a train that you're hearing right now.
That's right. In real time, right now, as we record this podcast, there is indeed a train.
I wish we didn't have these nice microphones to pick up the train in the background. Yeah. My point being that this...
I don't even know if it's going to pick it up. I opened the window, but I doubt it.
This train is so far from my home.
Yeah, dude.
I can still hear it.
Yeah, this train
sneaks up on them.
He's fucking just took the words right out of my mouth. This fucking train is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell.
You don't know the train's there until it's there.
Yeah.
She hears a little like, and she walks over. But this is how you do it too.
You gotta touch the tracks. Because they wiggle jiggle.
You gotta first look at the tracks. Make sure there's no third rail.
Yeah.
The third rail, if there's a third rail, dying will never fail. That's the one that keeps the electric train going super fast.
That's right. Yeah. Given where we are, I don't think there's any electric trains anywhere at all.
Yeah, no, they were safe. So she touches it, which is all you need to do, and then she puts her ass on it because that might just feel good. I don't know.
A washing machine.
Yeah, like the tracks vibrate, and that's how you know a train is coming.
That's so funny.
I imagine she did that so fucking Gary wouldn't look at her ass as she was bent over, but you know.
Gary does seem like the type who would look at an ass if it was in front of him.
Yeah, well, I mean, an ass, piss. I don't think there's much Gary wouldn't look at.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, she's like, hey, how fast are you? Look at him.
Yeah, look right at him.
Look, actually, no.
You can't say that anymore. Look at him in 2000.
Yeah. No, he's
still large. It's a different kind.
He plays a great slow guy.
Yeah.
Don't let that fool you. One thing I've never understood about hopping on a train.
Yeah.
Which she uses some logic, like it's coming around a corner, it's going to be the slowest then, I guess. Mm-hmm. Probably because I feel like a train would derail going a full tilt.
Yep.
But like when you go to hop on a moving train, why are you throwing all of your belongings on there first? What happens when you trip and the train keeps going?
It's so that your hands are free.
Oh, sure.
But you raise a great point.
Well, what you have is a gun. Sling it over your shoulder.
Yep.
I don't know.
That's fine. Shove it in your pants briefly.
You're really risking it all.
You are, yeah.
But
it's
anyway,
like
yeah. I never understood because it's always like they always like throw their bag in there.
You're right.
Jump in. That bag could have been on your backpack, or that bag could have been on your back.
It's like taking your dick out before opening the door to the bathroom, and there might be someone in there.
Yeah.
Ah, whoops.
It's like pissing before you take your dick out.
Yes.
Too.
Oh, yes.
These are all great
Perfect.
analogies. It's
Yeah.
all dick and piss.
And well,
It's been a long day. This is all I have left.
representation is important.
I just have the swill at the bottom of the bucket right now. Vocabularily, it's just swill.
Whoa, though.
Is that a real word? I just made that one up.
Maybe. I bet it is.
My vernacular is all
is
filthy.
Holy shit. I got a filthy V.
You could probably benefit from some summer's eve.
I prefer just musk.
Well, you've got it.
I prefer.
That's what the summer's eve is for.
I could say so many gross things. I'm just gonna refrain. Wet fish.
I saw a TikTok of a girl at a buffet, and she like pulls the thing off of a thing of like fish chowder. And she's like, smells like the babysitter.
Ah!
Yup.
Ah!
Yup.
Why do you know that?
Why do you know that?
Why is that true, and why do you know it?
And why is that true, and why do you know that?
They bop onto this fucking train.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And this is, so in further trying to be a detective about the movie, I looked up the language on the boxes.
Thank you.
And one is German, and the other is Polish.
Okay,
which I felt was like that's a funny combination of two things to put on a train.
That's a collar tug right there. That's a tug to the buttons pop. You want to tug that collar until it's loose and hanging around your waist.
Yeah, you want to tug that collar until even if you sprout two heads, you can still wear the shirt.
I'm glad you looked it up, though, because like I just looked at the box and I saw the word dices.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, disease is in the box. And it's also like a this way up. I was like,
that's funny. Yeah, so it's German for this side up and Polish for this side up. I recognized the German right away, and then the second one I thought was Scandinavian. But as it turns out, nope, Polish. Those, the two cultures that less than 100 years ago couldn't share a room.
Yeah. Well, now they're sharing a box and a train.
They sure are.
So
right away, though, on this train, immigrants. Oh, and we get to see what kind of man Gary really is.
Do we ever?
First of all, calls them crisis actors.
What is that? Because I refuse to Google it.
Crisis actor is somebody who's hired to go to like a protest or something and pretend to be outraged or drum up dissent. After the Adam Lanza Joker theater shooting, and then right either before or after that, there was a school shooting, and everybody was taking screenshots of one specific woman who appeared to be at both. Sometimes people just look alike.
It happens.
Sometimes white people in the United States of America have the same Pinterest board.
Sometimes they have the same cousinly parents.
Yeah, that's also true. Anyway, that woman, because she showed up and was visibly upset at both locations in this fucking retard mind of somebody who actually thinks that's what a crisis actor is.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I don't like... So this is the whole thing, right? I'm just gonna say it now. Because it keeps coming up. I keep waiting to draw attention to it.
I want you to draw the attention right now.
Crystal's nickname that the hunters give her is Snowball. Snowball is a character in George Orwell's Animal Farm. George Orwell also wrote 1984. In 1984, there are two key components. One is thought crime, the idea that if you think a bad thought, you can still be arrested or killed for it.
Thank God that's not real.
And newspeak, which is a way of conditioning people to become brainwashed by changing their vocabulary and the words that they use in their language. Let's just get all of that in this movie. Cucks, crisis actors, it's so on the nose that I couldn't not.
You know what?
It's all deliberate. Like, they do it on purpose in the movie because, again, these people fucking die for their ideas. But that's, like, sort of the point.
I feel like we're all a little more enlightened than we were about 2 seconds ago.
I looked up actually the plot of Animal Farm, and it's this movie.
Is it?
So, Animal Farm is about a farm where the animals kill the people in order to take over and run it.
Oh, okay.
They elect a group of pigs, one of which is named Snowball, who gets exiled because he doesn't fit in. He has ideas that... So the pigs as a group, they become a dictatorship because any political group, when given too much power, eventually becomes a dictatorship. And we live under Hitler forever. So Snowball gets exiled because its ideas are different than the group of pigs that now run everything and are the most decadent. So the pigs are the rich liberals in the movie, and then Snowball is the one... And the other animals that they sort of sacrifice or kick out are the Republicans being hunted. I wrote a lot of essays
Yes,
in
you did.
university.
I'm
and
sorry.
This one, a 5-year-old could get a 90 on. You just got to do that hamburger. You know?
No, I don't.
Second most important point in the first paragraph, least important point in the second paragraph, most important point in the conclusion. It's a hamburger. It's an essay sandwich. They teach you that in writing class. I'm silly.
I dropped out of college, so
I mean, I dropped out of university. So, you know,
good.
we're all failures here.
You always got to
It's fine.
fucking one up me, don't you?
This is a safe space. I also dropped out of college. It's fine.
Oh, you fucking think you're so good, dropping out of everything.
Well, you know what? I also don't get to. I don't have the privilege of working at a weed store where drunk people need to be manhandled out and people fire bullets into it.
I'll get you a job.
Oh, great.
But about once a month or something exciting happens.
Yeah, I bet.
So
It's probably even more frequent than that, honestly.
we're on the train. We're figuring out
Yeah.
Gary's Gary's
Calls
not...
immigrant. Now I understand at this point because like he wasn't there for the mom and pop store owners, but to not trust literally anybody is a good idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So fine. However, these people are not speaking English and they have children and they're visibly upset. Okay? Maybe cut him a little slack. He goes, there could be crisis babies.
He points his gun at this guy's dick and he's like, all right, drop the shit or I'll blow your dick off.
Let me tell you right now, every baby is a crisis baby because they need help all the time. Everything to a baby is a crisis.
The only thing a baby can do for itself is avoid its bowels.
Yeah. Bring things on the inside outside and sleep.
God, they're useless, eh?
Yeah, man. Fuck.
Damn.
They don't even make a good doorstop because they crawl away.
Gary is not a guy I would want to share a fucking train car with. I tell you that.
Ugh. That's the worst fucking share to Uber ride ever. Man, you should listen to my podcast. Here's a clip. And then he says something about Obama putting things in the water that turn the frogs gay.
That we're on a slippery slope of the frogs being gay.
I'm kind of surprised there wasn't more trans dialogue. General LGBTQ dialogue in this movie.
Yeah.
It's like they skirted around the one hot button, you know?
You know
Which,
what?
fine. It might not have been the time.
I don't think it was. It's fine.
Yeah.
They had enough going on in this film. They didn't need to spice it up anymore.
You're right.
Because in this next scene, I don't know. Maybe my favorite death, if I haven't already said I've got a favorite. I think what we got coming up is the train gets stopped.
It does.
By the military
and
with dogs.
Seemingly, now I don't know Croatian language that well, but I could have sworn they were speaking German.
I couldn't pick out any particular words or anything. It was just everybody was saying things. The people on the train, I could tell, were not speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Nor did they look like they were from Mexico.
No, I think Middle Eastern, but I could be wrong.
He calls the one guy Mohammed without asking what his name was.
Well, he's also a bigot.
Yes.
So I wouldn't use that as the litmus for their race.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just saying. Like your guess probably isn't far off because that was also his guess racistly. You said it the proper way. He just said the most common name that he thinks he might have.
Yeah, sure.
It's like calling white people Matt.
You guys actually get Kyle now.
that's fine. I'm sick of being the one.
Kyle is a male Karen who drinks Monster and punches holes in drywall.
Kind of the opposite of a Karen.
Yeah,
They're
but still like the stereotype.
the ones
the
that
name
trigger
has been
Karens.
ruined.
Yeah. I mean,
I worked with a guy named Kyle who embodied that idea, by the way.
well, then it's not a stereotype,
The
Jay.
fucking dude would not shut up about Warzone and PUBG and loved White Claw. Kyle's love White Claw.
Kyle's love anything carbonated that makes them feel like they're invincible or $1 million. Because
Yes,
like,
you're right.
I've never chugged a Monster and punched a hole in a wall. I just can't do it.
No, that's a lot. I have to sit down after that.
Yeah, you really got to believe that you're not going to get hurt to throw a fist punch at a wall.
Drywall is pretty easy to break through. It's also, pretty fucking difficult to break through.
You know what's not easy to do?
What?
Determine where studs are.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Without a finder.
You're fucking right.
And if you're gonna
That's
go
the
find
last thing you want to hit with your bare knuckle.
Yeah, if you're gonna go out of your way to get a stud finder, just don't do it.
You've done so much prep. You're probably not even mad anymore.
Yeah, just you've had your
Clean
time.
the apartment.
Sit down, have another monster. Think
Sure.
about it.
Yeah. Stave off the heart attack.
So the train stops.
Yeah.
Military gets everybody out.
Get the fuck out of that train.
This is where they have to drop their guns, or they're gonna get.
Smart.
Yeah.
You know, when faced with a firing squad, I should probably not be armed.
Now, I don't believe they were in any real danger, mainly
Me
because they're. Well, I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to. Can you say it?
Yep.
You say it. You say it. I can't say it.
When 8 people, at least, get out of a train car, and only 2 of them don't have melanin, chances are they're getting preferential treatment from the people who look like them.
I am inclined to agree based on the way they
get preferential treatment by people who look like them?
By the way they weren't thrown up against the train, frisked, and were able to just breeze.
Basically just waltz out of the train and immediately start speaking to the fucking military.
Yeah, nobody touched them. They were able to stand there and watch everything go down. Yeah.
And have communication and shit. This is when we find out that one of the immigrants is actually a plant.
Oh, and he gaslights the baloney out of this guy. And I would do it too. This is exactly what I would do.
Yeah, when make that guy's life hell. It's funnier. He goes, so Gary's trying to convince these people who don't speak English that they're American, like that fucking means anything in Croatia, for fuck's sake.
He's also trying to get them to listen to his podcast, which seems like a white guy thing to do.
I don't know if announcing your 50 listener podcast that you record in the basement in front of a red blanket shaped or fucking like American flag. I don't know if that's going to translate. I think people in Croatia have their own problems, mostly locating food.
Well, they've got a word for that.
What's that?
Poo-poo. I googled it actually.
Fantastic. I'm happy about that. So the military, and this is like the best Croatia. This is the best fucking military ever, because these people are at least immigrants, but also at most immigrants, because it's 2 white Americans in fucking Croatia. How'd they get there? I understand it's an EU country, but at the same time, papers?
That question gets asked.
Much later.
Yeah.
Anyway, they just leave them to their own devices, and the one of the hunters who is disguised as an immigrant, just fucking goes, I don't think they're believing your story. So rude to fucking make that guy fly off the handle like that.
And moments before was speaking whatever language, and and it's the guy that had the gun pointed at his dick, and he still kept...
He was dedicated to the bit, man.
And then all it took was just one moment where he could be like, fuck you.
Hey, dick face. I heard you the whole time.
So, he's like, I don't think they're believing you. And then he's like, hey, he just spoke English. And then he goes right back to the...
Okay, I don't know.
So they're like, whatever. And then, so he's like, just fucking play it cool. Look, these people are real immigrants. I know I've been hanging out back there with them.
Yeah.
And
embedded in them is what he said, which is not great.
No, how long has he been on that train for?
You're not working for Vice magazine.
And he's like, this military's real. The train wasn't supposed to get stopped.
Yeah.
We play it cool. We're all getting out of here. And hey, I'm a nice guy. I'll give you guys a little bit of time before I come after you.
Why would you choose a country where maybe your training will be stopped by the military and searched violently in order to have your game in it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just don't know. Why weren't the two white people guilty by association
Yeah.
for being in the same train car as everybody who you found to be guilty?
That's what I mean. Like, the best case scenario is you're escorts for illegals.
Yeah.
That's still illegal.
I've never seen these people before in my life is not going to be a defense that holds up here.
No, you have, because they're 10 feet away from you.
So at this point, the guy's like, listen, buddy. And then, oh boy, that sets Gary
It
off.
sure does. I'm not your fucking buddy.
Right out of South Park.
Yeah.
I'm not your fucking buddy guy.
Yeah. If only there were some Canadians in this movie. Underrepresented again. You know what? That's the
boy.
true racism, I think.
Wow. Wowee.
So yeah, tackles him. Grenade falls out, and he goes, "You know where that's going?" Remember how I said earlier I was gonna blow your dick off? Now it's happening.
Yeah.
What is he says?
So I think he just says sayonara.
He says, "Sayonara, sugar tits."
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
And then, you know, being Gary, the ever brilliant mind, just always thinking. He sorts his shapes. He puts the circle with the other round objects. He sorts those shapes so
he does.
good.
Here's your third testicle. Let me tell you, I have a problem with this scene because Gary managed to get a whole roll in the sand attack, pull out a grenade, pull the pin, stuff it down a pair of pants, and escape under the train to the other side before the military, feet away, saw him and like tried to stop him at all. They just either they didn't notice because they're incompetent and blind, or they just let that happen.
I'm gonna say both. What do you do? The pin has been pulled on the grenade. Getting close to it's not the solution.
Fair enough.
And by the way,
At least stop the person who just committed a murder in front of you.
I feel like this.
As an officer of the law.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let the grenade go off first because the murder hasn't happened yet.
Right.
The murder's in progress.
Yeah. This isn't Minority Report.
I feel like this is a pretty accurate representation of how long it takes a grenade to go off, too. Because
yeah, a lot of things happen, and we keep cutting back to him panicking about it.
Yeah, let me tell you, a grenade in my pants, boy, I'm gonna find that pretty quickly.
Yes, that'll be the fastest I've ever found my own nuts in my life.
I will take my pants off because guess what? I don't care if you see my underwear.
No,
I don't.
Because I'd rather still have a dick and balls in it by the end of this.
I would rather still be attached to my everything. I was gonna say dick and balls, but this dude turns to liquid.
Yeah, it's this one. So the Emma Roberts headshot, and then the first grenade death. I wasn't super impressed by the CGI. I could tell that they did that. They had that graphic of blood spatter, and they just pasted that onto the box in post.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, are the deaths all gonna like suck like this? This one was strikingly realistic. It seemed like they used practical effects for this one.
They probably had
like at the very least just a bag of like chum.
Oh yeah, and just probably popped it and then just cut that in there. I bet. I imagine so. There are some CGI deaths in this movie. It's pretty clear when Dennis gets his throat slit. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I've already watched most of the film. I'm not turning it off
the
now.
The stiletto too. Like there was obviously no fucking point on the bottom of the fucking high heel that goes into Randy's eye.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, what are you gonna do?
You can only expect so much, you know. It's Blumhouse, all right. They have worse ones than this.
They sure do. They got. So Ethan escapes under the train. He's gone.
Peace. For somebody who could barely get on the train, he sure knows how to run when it's important.
Yeah. We got Crystal. She's on a truck getting sent to a camp.
Now this is a refugee camp.
This is,
and it is surrounded by the fucking World War Z wall that they fucking built around Mecca when the zombies hit. That thing is like 20 feet high. It's the Pacific Rim wall, dude.
You're naming movies I haven't seen.
Holy shit! It's just a very high impenetrable wall. All right.
I saw it. I watched the movie.
Good God! And we get taken again because of privilege directly to the leader of the pack,
who is
disgustingly eating the gooeyest hard-boiled egg looking ass thing, but it's bright red. It's as red as a maraschino cherry, and it's about 10 times the size.
If it's not a spicy sauce, it's a sweet and sour sauce, and none of that's good.
Neither of those things should come in a jar.
They just shouldn't be. You just shouldn't have eggs soaking in that kind of shit.
I was very...
It's gross.
I didn't think at the time, but after recording this, I'm definitely going to look up, like, Croatian jarred treats, because I want to say, based on the color of it, that there's a candy element involved, and I need to know. Yeah, there's no way it's not gross, man.
Candied boiled eggs, huh?
The jar is the size of... The jar a fetus comes in when you want to save it for later.
Yes, when you have a fetus for show, you put it in a jar that size.
For show and not for go. As in aging. I should have said grow, I realize.
It's okay. It's okay. I accept both answers. So we're at this fucking refugee camp, and you got fucking dude elbow deep. Gigantic jar of eggs.
Yeah, it's like it's his favorite thing. I really don't want to call them eggs because I don't like eggs that are that red.
Papers?
Oh my god. Yeah, papers.
Papers.
Which, and only you and I are going to know why that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have a friend named Andrew who did a pretty decent impression of a Russian man. And he would we fuck around with Nerf guns and he would just point it at you and say papers.
And if you didn't have those papers...
Well, you got a Nerf bullet to the fucking dead center of your third eye.
We always had our papers, though, so it was good.
Yeah, it's important to have them.
Yeah, no, when you're an adult and you have papers, have them.
Keep them handy.
You never know when somebody's going to say papers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's this whole discussion where they're like, oh, so you're hunted like Don, eh?
Mm-hmm. Who?
What?
Hey, guys. Who?
Huh?
Who's that?
Let's bring in Don.
Yeah, get done.
Why does he have a bag on his head? Is that how you're treating all of your people?
I fucking did not at all I must have been writing. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they bring him with like a bag on his head and they yank it off, and she like looks at him and is like, yeah, hunted like Don.
There's something about one person having a bag on their head surrounded by people who don't that sort of defeats the purpose. What are you trying to hide from specifically Don?
Poor Don.
Is there better food nearby?
I was gonna say, did Don get a look at what's for dinner?
Yeah.
He knows he's not supposed to spoil it.
The problem is, like, yeah, Don's not a small man. He's an over-the-road trucker. And somebody like Don sees a pot of grits.
It has to be grits because...
Hey, man, I understand this is a refugee camp, but can we have it catered?
Nah, just give me another spoonful of that slop. He gets an extra slop.
He does. He doesn't even ask nicely. He basically demands for more of that disgusting fucking... What's the name of that shithead? Please, sir, can I have some more? Charles Dickens.
Oh,
Charles Dickens
yeah.
gruel in a fucking steel bowl that's been hammered out by fucking a man.
Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist,
Please,
thank you.
I'd like some more. More? You want some more? What did you say?
You know, you'd think that the chef doling it out wouldn't be that surprised by people asking for more because he gives everybody none at all.
Yeah. You mean
he must get asked for more almost constantly by these orphans.
You mean this medium-sized ladle worth of nothing?
Warm flour and water? Good God. I don't know what, like, there's the weirdest dichotomy with Southern food where, like, dude, over the fire, like, car hub cap grilling of chicken and ribs it's like the tastiest shit you've ever met. And then on that same plate, flour and water and wet leaves.
Hey, man.
Why? What are you doing?
Did you try eating them all together? Maybe there's something there. I'll tell you,
yeah, it's like the same as just eating curry with no rice in it.
Exactly.
I guess.
Yeah, you got to put it together to get the entire experience.
What I know a lot of people who aren't mixers. I am one because it makes everything better almost all the time.
There's something about eating meat
that
was cooked in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And without like a, hey, I've got my license sign within eye shot anyway.
Mm.
It just kind of like adds a little thrill. I had
yeah, for sure.
Best taco I ever had was a street taco.
Yep.
$1, just a man has a grill and and he's just making them, and then he leaves because I don't think he can be in one spot for more than any period of time.
Without getting a citation?
Yeah, he's got to keep it mobile.
Similarly, the best street taco I've ever eaten was out of a food truck in Vegas that was underneath a turnpike. Just in a parking lot. This shit was so good.
Generally, there's nothing good happening under a turnpike.
Tacos.
That's where bodies are ditched.
And tacos are made deliciously.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it adds to the spice, like the fucking guy from Planet Terror.
Ugh.
All right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My friend of mine just went to Florida, and he came back with not only alligator jerky, but also python. The python was tastier.
Okay. I've
The
had
shit was
alligator.
So fucking good. That was my first time having either. The python was awesome. He found this store that sells just various animals all jerkied up.
I went to, it wasn't Roswell, but it was like close by.
The little Ailey Inn.
I
Shit.
didn't go to that town, but I went to like the town adjacent, and they had a gas station, and they had jerkied alien. It's green beef jerky.
Oh, okay.
I think it might have been a novelty. I ate it anyway.
Well, was it tasty?
Not really.
No, it wasn't. All right. Well,
No.
that's the food coloring.
It's probably been sitting there for forever too.
That's why kids at camp get sick if they drink too much of the bug juice.
Don't drink the bug juice. So this is a movie.
It is.
At some point, oh right. So she's like, yeah, hunted like Don, and then Don's like, told you, assholes.
Nobody's believing the fat white guy at the refugee camp where everyone's emaciated because of the gruel they don't want to eat.
Yeah, nobody's believing the single American who showed up with seemingly no reason with a wild story that should probably be believable because how the fuck else did he get here?
Yeah. It's got to be some insane bullshit that got you to this spot.
Yeah, a situation so strange that it's everything but unbelievable.
They go fucking call the embassy. I guess they call the embassy, even though it seems like they weren't gonna, which was bizarre to me. And then they sit down and, Don just talks at a human with basically no feedback whatsoever. Like, he's getting into his fucking, again, right-wing ass opinions about shit, and she's just not contributing. And then he goes, why don't you tell me your thoughts? And she's just like, no. All right, man, sick.
Nah.
Good talk. And then embassy shows up. Here's the thing. I thought this guy, who gets out of the limo ostensibly from the embassy, because he is from the embassy. We learned that later. I was like, this is Nathan Lane. This is either the British guy who plays Prothero in V for Vendetta, or it's Nathan fucking Lane. And let me tell you, it's neither. It's some guy I've never heard of, but who also might have been in, what the fuck was it called? We watched it.
I don't know.
That doesn't narrow it down. You're next. For some reason, I think he was in them. I could be dead wrong on that.
Well, I'll tell you, the moment I saw this pasty guy step out of that vehicle, I'm like, I don't trust this.
No, nor should you.
No. I don't know why I expected it to not be like a non-American. I would have trusted a non-American more.
Yes. There's a reason why in foreign embassies for America, they employ people from where the embassy is located. And it's in order to not stick out like the sorest, whitest thumb when you're trying to rescue somebody who's like being kidnapped by terrorists.
So you don't want to roll up in like probably what is a new car for Croatia with American flags billowing off the side.
The fucking... I can never remember fucking guy's name, but like, yeah, essentially the same version of fucking Doc's Mandalorian. I hate myself. DeLorean.
Who needs to
a Croatian?
We've not been saying any words. I'm glad it's just not me.
Holy fuck! What am I, drunk?
No, just brain dead on a Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy shows up and he's like, "Hey, I guess I'm here to rescue you or whatever." They all get in the vehicle. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. And then they drive off.
Because the alternative is to stay in the refugee camp.
Why can't they just leave?
I mean, maybe you could. You probably could.
Take them to an airport.
You probably could. But, like, if you leave, then there's murdering. In the woods. Nearby.
All right. Fine. So, yeah, this American shows up. And then the music all of a sudden becomes kind of upbeat.
Yeah.
By the way, something I noticed I forgot to actually write down. Sort of the beginning to this film, I would say right up until we realize we're not in America anymore. Really,
Toto?
really bright outside. Real blue skies.
Okay.
And then we get to the refugee camp. Fucking gray. I feel
This
like
refugee camp is located in the middle of the industrial sector of Croatia.
Yeah, but then the way that it's more
Yeah.
dreary looking. They just made it,
Yeah.
colored it to look more, not America at all, but still very much
Because America is beautiful and perfect, and then Croatia.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So we get to this fucking shot where we're driving away, and there's like some upbeat, very American music playing, and you're kind of like, oh,
It's rescue time,
cool.
right?
We're halfway through the movie here, and it's rescue
Yeah.
time. That seems interesting.
Midway through Act 2, and yeah, this seems a little bit early. Oh, because it is. Because once fucking Drives McGee starts to ask the most invasive questions ever about, like, what have you done? Now, I'm not going to victim blame, but what have you done to deserve this?
Yeah, he does basically
I'm not
say that out
racist,
loud.
but...
Oh my god.
And then, fucking Snowball takes that as the cue. Like, you must be asking these questions because you're part of the game, aren't you?
This is the best move.
It was so slow and deliberate and effective.
Well, so she grabs what I would call the oh shit handles.
That's
When you're in a car, you grab them when shit's going down. You know the ones.
that's exactly what they are.
She grabs it
They're
both
also
hands.
known as fucking a coat rack for some reason for your laundry.
Yeah,
I just got this shirt pressed. We gotta hang it.
Anytime you go
and
to
obscure my vision as a driver safely.
It's better than having wrinkly clothes when you're on the way to a wedding.
Yeah.
So
I think arriving at the wedding probably is preferable, but that's fine.
yeah, but you're wrinkled.
Yeah.
You just it's not good. Fender bender, kind of worth it.
In order to keep those pleats pleated,
You don't want to be the only disheveled motherfucker.
I routinely am.
Yeah,
It's great.
Sorry, that's just that's the general rule of thumb. I
Yeah.
also am. She grabs the oh shit handle and does this thing where she like lifts herself up and like turns herself like she's aiming an anti-aircraft weapon, and the whole time she's like making this sound like she's unsure, like she's like
Yeah. She's stimming.
and then just fucking boots to the face.
Yeah. And then that wasn't good enough though. Hops behind the driver's seat and fucking pedals right to the metal, right head level for that poor man.
Yeah, he gets kicked out of the vehicle
Deliberately aims for just the head when we're rolling back over.
and she hits her target.
Double tap.
The tap. Just tap.
The first tap was her foot.
Okay, I was gonna say, normally I would say double tap, but
Yeah.
I mean, car beats head every time.
No, it sure does.
In that game of rock, paper, scissors, head never wins.
No, it doesn't. I had a point. I sure did. Oh, every time somebody runs somebody or like reverses back over someone, I think about the Archer episode where he does it to Barry like 5 times, and each time he sets up a joke without finishing the punchline because the punchline is running you over again. So he's like, oh, here's a good one. Knock, knock. And those were the thumps, you know? Yeah. It's so fucking funny to me for some reason.
I've maybe seen an episode of Archer. Maybe one.
Watch all of it.
We'll see.
You can avoid the season when they're in outer space.
I'd probably avoid
because
any.
It's the dumbest one.
I'd avoid any of the seasons where it's just not Archer. It's not like regular spy Archer. I don't.
You're pretty much good on every season except for maybe 2 or 3 of them. Then
Yeah, I mean, like.
he's in a coma for like 3 seasons, and he just goes into weird imaginative places.
Oh, I don't know if
And
I
it's
like
all
that.
right. The one where they're on the fucking tropical island with the giant indigenous volcano is pretty good because one of the characters is just a talking parrot for literally no reason. That's great, but the space one's like the worst easily.
Okay, see, I thought they were doing like an Aqua Teen thing where they just changed the show completely. Like I just at the beginning, like they just. Every season was just like a different thing.
Yeah, it's a fun turn.
It was good with Aqua Teen, but then I was like, this is a different show completely with Archer.
No, in a lot of ways it is. I still like it for the most part. If I'm being honest, I don't like the fucking space season at all.
Mm-hmm.
Controversial opinion.
Well, I'm not gonna make you watch it, Jay, but If I have to give Arthur, if I have to give Arthur a chance, you got to read a book too, my friend.
Fine. So after killing the guy, and now Dawn is just baffled by all this murder. He doesn't understand why she's so inclined to murder at a whim.
Mm-hmm.
Very good reasons is the answer.
Oh yeah, pop the trunk.
Pop the trunk, and Dawn goes, Jesus! And then she's like, nope, just Gary.
And Gary has got a fucking unicorn horn now.
Yeah, he does. He dressed up for Halloween as somebody with a knife in his head.
It's a very, very easy costume. It's kind of...
Yeah.
We kind of gave it to him that year.
So I'm annoyed by this fucking tortoise in the hair shit.
I didn't need to hear the story, but the story was kind of funny.
It was a funny story because there was a horrible addition at the end. Never in the times that I've heard the old classic fable of tortoise in the hare does the rabbit go to the tortoise's house and murder his family in front of him. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Something about Mississippi where this chick is from, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, they really go for it in Mississippi. He like murders his whole family and then eats his food.
Yeah.
And this is a story that was told to a child.
Yep. Good parenting.
And it's not even like he murders his family. He bashes them up with a hammer.
Very specific. What? Who's making tiny hammers for rabbits?
Who's giving a hammer to a rabbit and he's like, what are you going to do with this? Oh, nothing.
I'm going to break open a turtle shell later.
Oh, we're making turtle soup.
Yeah. Fucking Don just sits there and like he's enthralled like somebody who is mentally not his age. Okay?
I thought he was more horrified.
Well, when she's talking about the positives of the story, like they keep cutting back to him just like smiling like a kid. Like, oh, I like this story. By the way, they die.
What a great story. Oh, no!
When you have just killed one of the hunters and you're sitting by the same car that he was driving, probably get the fuck away from there before you launch into your fucking Dr. Seuss fable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't just sit on the back.
Nah, let's just chill for a bit because there's a pig in the woods.
And then you're just left to, like, handle the moral yourself because she never explains anything ever about herself in the movie. Yeah, and then the pig comes out. So here's the fucked up part. That means that they were being driven back to the starting area.
Yeah,
so that whole train, that was for nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Should have stayed at the refugee fucking camp, I guess.
Yeah, she like pulls a map out, I believe, and it shows them how to like get back there.
Yeah,
and then...
you're all ready because there's fucking Orwell. So at this point, like I realized it's been very difficult for me to nail down a tone.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like it's a fun romp and then it'll just get dark suddenly, and then with this character, at what point does she show any emotion aside from laughing when she gets hit really hard in the chest? Like that's it.
Oh yeah, she's the hero. She's got to be stone cold the entire time.
Yeah,
it's Rambo.
And now that's not a complaint. I think it was deliberate. The movie doesn't have a discernible tone for most of it. It's all over the place.
Yeah, well,
it's like an ADHD person's wet dream, and that's probably why I love it.
I feel like they were just giving us, what we need.
Yeah,
not a buff dude.
Yeah,
cracking skulls. Just a simple lady, just going to town on Hilary Swank. And I know what that sounds like.
Even that fight scene, I have some things that are related to say about it.
Oh boy.
I find it very difficult to believe that a truck driver has never heard the tortoise and the hare before. A truck driver from the deep south?
Oh yeah.
Of course they have. The hare is about hubris, the whole story. The hare is so often like vaccinations. All right? Just take your time. And be determined, and you don't need to get the jab because your body will just handle it.
I didn't pick that up. I just figured, from the south.
I'm drawing ties, obviously.
He's at least heard that last part in the news somewhere.
Every day.
Family beaten to death with hammers, meals eaten. Oh my god.
You don't want the food to go to waste, man. We're in a fucking health crisis.
Oh my god. You know how much food costs these days? God damn.
Groceries went up 17%.
Yeah.
That's a real stat.
Which means my waist size goes down 17%. Who the fuck can afford the chips at the store?
Yeah, dude. I say as I order $80 off of Skip the Dishes from one restaurant.
So yeah, this whole Jack Rap story. We joined the the elites.
Yeah.
We call them they keep calling them the elites. It's the rich.
Sure.
It's the liberals who have kidnapped. We're in the bunker. We're in the bunker where the shots have been fired from because nobody's left the bunker.
Which is weird, but
Yeah,
fine.
because I thought they were hunting.
Yeah, no. What we're doing is sitting. We're camping.
We're camping.
Well, they have a bunker, so it's glamping.
Oh yeah. Well,
Also, like,
they still have to piss outside.
I don't know what level of effectiveness you'd have being stationary when all of the people you intend to kill will never come back here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because why would they?
They kind of scattered. I mean,
maybe follow them.
Yeah. No, we're just gonna send multiple people out to get them and bring them back here.
Yeah.
Because that's not hunting.
All of the shit that doesn't make sense in this regard gets explained later when they go, "This is our first time."
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so you're dumb. You know what? You have license to be dumb because you've never done this before.
And like, I guess.
But they also hired a military consultant, and he uses none of his knowledge in this movie at all.
Zero.
Not a lick.
Pulls
an arbitrary number 12 out, like, that's the most people I could justify killing to my superiors.
I don't know, guys. 13's pushing it. Maybe we'll kill a baker's dozen and see how we feel tomorrow. That is 13. Shit. We'll kill the regular dozen.
It's 13 anyway. It's 13 anyway because Don and Randy.
Fair enough. So what I guess I imagine they sit there because they're probably used to like the way rich people hunt where animals are released from cages,
right,
feet from them, and then they just shoot them dead on the spot.
Yeah, because if it's a bird, the wings are clipped.
Yeah.
It's not flying anywhere.
Hand me that kill, please. Oh, thanks. Would you pass the kill?
It's the same principle as picking which lobster you want out of the tank.
Yeah.
And it's just as easy.
And it's the same people who would eat lobster.
Yep.
The bug of the ocean. Did you know that lobsters were never eaten until people were like, well, we got to eat something.
That's hilarious.
And then they
crabs are more delicious.
They make lobster expensive because it's like you can't get it inland, and it was just like so abundant on the coast. So to get it inland, it has to be expensive. But on the coast, it's just like, oh, this is
fucking dirt cheap. Yeah, when I was in Newfoundland, lobster was fucking dirt cheap.
Just sea bugs.
Yeah,
great
sea bug. I don't want them.
But people fucking inland,
yeah,
they're paying big bucks for them sea bugs. Anyway,
fine.
Fuck lobsters is what I'm saying.
It's a fun tidbit of information.
It's just like
bland
diamonds.
in comparison to crab anyway. I will choose crab over lobster. I'll go to my grave on that.
Oh, I won't eat either of them.
Yes, you fucking will eat crab if I have anything at all to say about it. I'll even pull it out of the lake for you. I don't even care.
Oh, I've got nothing. It's not. It tastes like shit.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
I'll have a tuna sandwich, thank you. If you're taking me to Red Lobster, I'll have the...
I would never take you to Red Lobster because I like things that taste good.
I'll have the tuna BLT, thank you.
Oh my god.
So...
Sorry, I'm so mad.
Yeah, so we're making fun of the fucking consultant.
Yeah.
Because he worked on a movie called Tears of the Sun. It's a movie, I've heard of it.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of it.
It made me think of, there's an episode of Parks and Recreation where an indie film store is being closed down. And they don't have anything that's accessible. They have like weird, obscure French movies that are in black and white and shit.
I remember this.
What's his name? It's not Jason Alexander. It's Jason Schwartzman, or is it Justin Schwartzman? It doesn't fucking matter. He's trying to say Blackfish, the movie about the killer whales, without saying Blackfish, and he calls it Tears from My Blowhole.
Ew, those tears are dirty.
Oh, they're salty as fuck.
Oh my god. So
warm, probably.
Yeah.
Let's take a break from making fun of the consultant for the shitty movie he worked on to make fun of the guy doing humanitarian efforts overseas.
Yeah, let's make fun of AIDS.
Now, AIDS is a very important topic, and it's a very sensitive. There's one snowflake in this bunker out of all of them, pretty much.
No, man, they
are, but there's one that's the worst, and it's the guy that just says you can't make fun of that. Over, like, his whole dialogue is don't make fun of that, please.
That seems like it seemed just like, look, all of these people are the worst. Nobody can get a sentence in without somebody being like, you can't say that.
Excuse me, gendering.
Which was funny the first time they did it.
Oh, no, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Because this is these people's lives. There are people who exist who are like this.
I know, and I don't.
I won't be friends with them.
Yeah, I
literally just watched Big J. Okerson's fucking comedy special where at the end he goes, it's comedy. Some of it's real, some of it's fake, some of it's a weird mix. But I'm not saying that I could literally take on 101 female police officers by clotheslining and suplexing them.
But
all right, if pressed,
he will attempt. So yeah, Dennis just fucking he makes all he does is just say things, and people are like, you can't say that.
Yeah, he makes a point of saying the things he knows they'd hate that he said them.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's very much
which would be
like
my
you.
job. Yeah, fuck yes. All right. We're just gonna. Yep.
So Dennis has got.
I'm not gonna dispute that even remotely for a second.
Dennis is basically you. Glenn is. I think in anything he plays is generally. He's just saying the most upsetting thing in the nicest way possible.
Fucking everything that I aspire to be. Fine. Great example. Talking about this guy's overseas efforts and how he fell in love out there. And they require a lot of assistance. And it needs a lot of help, the effort out there. And then Dennis says, does it need Martin's semen?
He sure does.
And
yeah. And then it causes the one guy's like, hey guys, and the girl's like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
You can't even say guys around these people, all right?
Yeah, they're
Holy
all the
shit.
worst.
And to be quite honest, I would almost love being in this room because I'd clear it.
Oh yeah.
And I'd enjoy every second of it.
To be honest, you'd probably get fucking shot.
Fair enough. Yeah. They wouldn't hang out with me. I wrote a lot of shit that I'm going through right now because I was thinking way too deeply about this movie. Like everything's on the surface. It's a fucking naked film. And I don't need I was like trying to derive subtext. Not necessary. It's all out in the open. The curtain has been pulled back and I see the wizard.
I'm fine with it.
And the wizard is fuck Trump.
It sure is.
He's wearing a big fuck Trump shirt.
Might as well. This whole No, we've already said it. This whole movie, this whole film. So Dennis has got to piss.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Again, you're billionaires. You've created a situation where people are aware you're trying to kill them. You've given them weapons at the outset, and you don't know where they are. Why wouldn't you put a bathroom inside the bunker so you don't have to go outside and get murdered?
You bring up a solid point. At least bring a bucket with a little hose.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
or
a funnel 'cause
install
there's a
a
lady?
bathroom because you're loaded. Rich as fuck. No, I'm gonna,
Okay.
and then like go outside and rough it. And he's so disgusted by the idea that he mentions it again to himself.
Yeah.
If you're so grossed out by pissing in the woods, put in some plumbing.
It's not even that. He's like, who's got the hand sanitizer? And she's like, we don't have any. Just rough it.
Yeah.
That's his idea of roughing it, is pissing without cleaning his hands.
Not being able to soap and water yourself after touching your own dick, which is probably also quite clean.
But yeah, I was going to say, if you got a problem, just have a clean penis.
Have you ever seen Boston Legal?
No.
So James Spader is in it. It's a lawyer's show. One of the first episodes, they get a new head. It's a law firm. And it's a woman, and she comes into the guy's bathroom because James Spader is in it, and she wants to meet him and establish dominance. So he, before washing his hands, but after using the urinal, extends his hands out to shake. And she goes, "Are you going to wash those?" And he says, "I'll have you know I keep an extremely clean penis."
I could see him saying that.
Yeah, dude, with that
I don't
just
believe
air of like constant confidence that he has as a person.
Yeah, I don't believe it for a second, but
James Spader, if James Spader is anything like Robert California, he has the dirtiest penis.
oh boy, he has a penis that it has no preference, according to the wine cellar episode.
It'll just go. Is there a place for it to go? It wants to go there.
It does all the thinking.
Dennis gets his fucking throat slit.
Well,
Sure.
here's this is why.
Yeah.
This is why you don't go into the woods to piss.
100%, especially not in a situation like this. That's my whole point.
You take 2 steps into the woods and there's a fucking trucker with a pig.
Yeah.
Is this your pig? And then throat slit.
If I'm in the woods and a trucker walks up to me and asks me if a pig is mine, the answer is always no. Even if it was my pig, no, that's yours now, man.
Yeah.
Who are you and where did you come from?
Why did you pick that pig up? That pig was just existing, man. Put that pig down. So the consultant hears that sound
Yeah.
and is like,
Fucking game time. Let's go.
and he has to consult everybody on being alert. Nobody really cared. He's like, no, you guys should probably care about this.
This is not the group I want to run my Hunger Game.
No. Nope. And it's,
Really fly by the seat of our pants here in the bunker.
the pig just flies in through the window.
Is it a window? Because I thought it was like a...
It's like a chute or
yeah,
something.
and so it just like fucking slides down the thing, and they blow it away.
Oh, they light that pig up like it's a Christmas tree on New Year's Eve.
2 in the piglet, 1 in the bigot. Now you didn't need to kill the pig,
You didn't.
you know?
But hilarious that they saw it was the pig and continued to shoot. Knowing full well what they're shooting at is a pig because they're hitting it with bullets.
They have to aim down at their own feet to kill this thing. It's not a person.
I'll give you 1 bullet.
Yeah.
Okay. You made a mistake.
How about a dozen?
They went
Into a pig that's not even a grown pig also.
They went from
It's a
being
baby pig.
they were not on edge at all and to being so on edge that they Swiss cheese that little piglet.
Yeah. Fucking, that shirt is ruined.
What's
What's her name that we never get to know, obviously, is very distraught about the murder of the pig.
Right.
Describes it as an innocent. Why involve it in your game then?
yeah.
Hey,
why you
have the pig in the box with no food and nothing but guns to eat?
Yeah.
What if you fucked up the dosage of the drugs and they didn't wake up for a day and a half? Now you just have a dead pig and a nice lace shirt.
It seems like you didn't really care about the pig because the pig's just been on.
You let it go out into the nowhere.
Yeah. Like the bear could have fucked it up.
Yeah,
You're
easily.
in
It's Croatia. There's fucking bears. Croatia still puts bears on bicycles.
They got to establish their dominance somehow. It's the only thing keeping them from being mauled is the bears fear the bicycle.
Yeah. They hear that little bell ding and right into a PTSD flashback.
Fucking great bear sound. So the guy I call Beardy, the AIDS guy,
Yeah.
loses his head. Most of it.
Yep. And then, yeah, Crystal, her favorite word is bitch, dude. Hey, bitch. And then just perfectly lights up everyone.
Oh my god.
With ease.
There's the all right, from this point of the film on, it's action.
Yes.
It's so hard to describe.
Things are fucking happening.
People fight, people die.
Yeah.
I did my best.
Okay.
So, yeah, she basically lights up everybody. She kills the consultant, so we think, and she shoots.
Well, when somebody gets shot dead center, as it looks like, it's a fair assumption to make.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny that all the bad guys die pretty quickly, but everybody else were kind of like, we could save them. Like, that lady falls on the spike. It's like, I'm going to help you up.
Yeah, yeah.
But bad guy gets shot once. Oh, I'm done. We're done.
Fair enough, yeah. 1 bullet. That's enough for a liberal, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, she like steps to the side and a fucking arrow nearly misses her.
Yeah. Nearly misses her or nearly hits her?
Yeah, either way. She does a fucking action roll and just puts that arrow in the lady.
Yeah. Real easy. Because
Real easy.
it turns out a bow and arrow in close quarters combat, not the most appropriate weapon.
No, she does like a tactical roll and just steps on it, which pretty much puts the bow out of function.
It's also, yeah, and it's like having a muzzle loader.
Yeah.
Bang! All right, I missed. Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah, you better stay right the fuck there, because another one will be whizzing by you in just a minute.
Do you want a coffee?
You take a minute to load your gun, too. Yeah, this is where she just becomes Rambo.
Yeah, she does.
There's an assault rifle in the middle of the room, and there's like her and a last guy. She like tactical rolls, grabs the assault rifle, and like points it at him. He thinks he's being clever and like pulls the mag out.
Yeah. Just so you know, there's a chambered round.
There usually always is a chambered round.
That's how guns typically work.
Yeah, you chamber a round and it's good to go.
Yeah.
So he learns that with a bullet to the chest.
Yeah, shoots him, and then she makes a face that I could only describe as a collar pull just in the face.
Ooh.
Yeah. The guy at the beginning does the Jim Halpert. She does way more of them. She does them all movie. It's like she's trying to flex her neck muscles.
Well, you know what? When you're from Middle America, I think that's sort of the general reaction to like, oh boy. Ooh.
So fucking Dawn comes down after all of it's done, and she goes, "Thanks for the help." And he goes, "Fuck you, I dropped a pig." All right, well,
Thanks yeah, he really takes credit for the pig drop.
yeah, thank you for your sacrifice in having a pig die. And then Athena over the radio, here's the problem. Nobody turned that radio on. That radio was always on, which means that she heard all of that go down. She heard everything. And then went, "Dawn, is she dead?" in order to try and frame him so that she kills him. And then the movie tries to make it nebulous as to whether or not he was a plant because he won't admit to one or the other. He just goes, "I'm on your side," but he doesn't really address it. They just have a Mexican standoff about it.
Yeah. Oh, before that.
Yeah.
So we go back to where she runs over that guy's head. He sits there and he counts off every single person in the field and determines that they're the only two people left. Suspicious.
Okay.
I didn't count all these people. There was gunfire.
No, he's really good at counting.
Why do you have this number?
You raise a great point. Crystal wasn't even there for that.
Yep. Second thing was, so she puts the arrow in that lady, and then she's like, "All right, you can ask her your question now. You seemed pretty upset that I just ran over that guy's head, and you didn't get to ask him a question. So ask." And then he's just like, "Why are you doing this to us?" Didn't really seem like a sincere question. I feel like you'd have a little more to ask than just like, "Why? Why us?" So it just seemed like, to be honest, I got the idea that he was a plant.
When they kill the driver of that embassy car, he does go, "We could have asked him why," but he doesn't strike me as the most intelligent man.
That's fair.
All of your points, while valid, are immediately defeated by the fact that he woke up with a fucking horse bit in his mouth, and he let Dennis have his throat slit by creating a diversion. Why would you kill people in your own camp? He also didn't do anything to stop this woman at any point by killing her.
That's
so he
fair.
essentially facilitated the death of his friends if he is a plant.
Okay. Well, I was thinking it was like the long con because like
that's a fucking long ass con.
Well, how long was that dude in the train car with the immigrants?
Fair enough, but what's his end game then? Oh, and everybody's dead, but me and Athena. I guess this was a success.
Yep. That's about as much thought as I put into it.
Athena also very smartly is as far away as she can be while still being involved. She's nowhere near this place.
She's far enough away to like plausible deniability.
Yeah.
No, I was at my home nearby. I heard the gunshots. I was the one that called.
All right. Either way, I fucking have a very hard time believing that he could be on that side because none of his decisions make sense then.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Now we cut to flashbacks.
Well, yeah, we cut to Dawn being shot.
Dawn does get
And
shot
then
because you raised the gun back up and pointed it at a person who had a gun trained on you already.
Yeah, you were asked to put the gun down. Just put the gun down.
Yeah, dude. I won't kill you if you put the gun down. That's how that works. Why are you being suspicious? We've been together all day.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, he's being suspicious because he's probably being framed, and he's got no way to prove it. So yeah, we cut to flashbacks, which is just Athena being fired for a joke.
Yeah.
That was in a group chat.
A private group chat.
That started this whole fucking thing.
Yes. So, commentary on the inability to be yourself online, on social media, etc. Now that that's out of the way, let's throw Reddit under the bus and only Reddit.
Fuck Reddit.
Literally, like, oh, fucking, that joke leaked out, and now people in forums are talking all about it. Reddit! I can't remember the rest of them.
There's
just
so many.
Mouth off about both Twitter and Reddit and nothing else. The two places where it's the hardest to say rude things. Those are the two places where you can't say rude things anymore.
You raise a very valid point.
If people are talking about shit on it's something awful. It's 4chan. Something awful is actually a website.
Rotten.com or bloody...
I don't think Rotten.com has a forum. Okay. It's something awful. It's 4chan. It's best gore.
Oh.
It's fucking bodybuilding.com, a private Discord server, or fucking... That's a good list. You know what?
What about Telegram?
What about... I don't know what Telegram is.
Telegram
it's
is...
Mastodon, and it's any Rocket League game. Any game of Rocket League that you play online.
Yeah, if you turn that chat on, it's
Oh boy.
nothing good is ever being said in there.
Boy, oh boy.
When it comes to Rocket League chat, ignorance is bliss. Turn that shit off.
Fucking Modern Warfare 2 Warzone. Oh man, where I've seen black guys on stream do a thing called the N-word speedrun, where they join a game and time how long it takes to be called it. One guy, I think the best one I've seen was 0.6 seconds. All he said was hi. And the fucking guy immediately, I know you're one of them because I can hear it. Like, just right out of the gate like that.
Oh, America.
Woo!
You know, I'm beginning to say fuck yeah a lot less when I say the word America.
Poor Matt and Trey, man. They were just trying to drum up support. Turns out it was for the wrong country.
My God.
So yeah, the fucking this group chat leaked out. Everybody is respectfully stepped down from their positions, which is the same way as saying fired, but we live in a universe where we can't fire people because of the First Amendment, so we essentially just force them out. She gets very upset.
As she should.
And specifically asks, who's been saying that I have a manor where I kill people?
You have.
Who's been saying it online, though, about me? And then we cut to another flashback where they're in somebody's home theater room just voting for who to put on the island based on their usernames and a mean thing they might have said.
Yeah, this is their first time.
Let me tell you right
this
now.
This was a joke.
Yeah.
It started as a joke.
But now it's become real because we've been canceled because of the joke.
Yep.
Really?
I guess so.
That's your motivation. Oh, I don't have my job anymore. Might as well just become the very thing I hate.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Jay. If I didn't see a man explode from the testicles out earlier in this film, I would have turned it off.
You're sticking around just in case it happened again.
If I didn't have a good hearty chuckle at... there was so many good ones.
There were, dude.
Those fucking legs just flipping around through the air. I honestly would have popped this off a long time ago.
I don't necessarily need the backstory at this point in the movie. Like,
Nope.
so much has happened that it doesn't matter why.
All I needed to know that it started off as a joke. It actually was a joke. Because that's a twist. That's a nice little, nice little lemon twist, and in your
zest.
Yeah, it's nice.
Citrusy zest.
I like it. I liked that.
I
didn't care for the rest of this whole interaction where we turn the camera around and we see Hilary Swank, and we're like, "Is that Hilary Swank?"
Working out, and she's like, and yeah. And then that's like the big reveal that it's Hilary Swank. But there's really nothing like it's a reveal of an actor.
Now,
we got Hilary Swank for our movie. We're going to bury that lead for an hour.
Did they? Did you? A better name's on the fucking poster. There's no way she's not the top
You're
billed.
right.
And
Holtz is better.
It's like, hey, we saw Hilary Swank's name top billed. We haven't seen her yet, though.
Huh. I wonder which one she could be.
Boy, Athena
Maybe
sure
the
does
one
sound
who
like...
we haven't seen the face of yet? Wait, that chick on the radio sure sounds like Hilary Swank. I wonder if she's in this movie.
She wouldn't. She would never.
So I guess the point of this whole shit is to... I have to explain it for people who still don't get it, but you don't need to. Earlier in the movie, when Dawn and Crystal are still at the refugee camp, he goes, "Don't you want to know why?" And she was like, "No, they're trying to kill me. I don't give a shit why." That I felt like she was me. She was the audience member at that point.
She has enough of the information that she doesn't need the full story.
Exactly.
She's got the footnotes. It's
fine. She read the back of the jacket.
Yeah, I'm going to die. This is great.
So we're just going through people. Like, there are a couple justifiable people to include in the hunt here, namely the rhino hunter. I'm fine with him dying.
Sure.
In India now, safari reserve employees are just killing poachers. Poachers come in and you die.
All right.
Right away.
Okay.
They just don't care anymore because they're sick of elephants having their tusks cut off.
Well, I'll tell you what. I had not noticed the poachers being dead, so I say keep going.
Yeah, man.
Keep going till I notice.
More power to you.
If I notice the pile starts to crest over the mountain, I'm gonna say something. At that point, I'm gonna smell it, and I'm gonna need you to move these bodies.
endangered animal hunting is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Kind of a shitty thing that people do.
Like, what do you do with that trophy? It's like
You
winning-
show it to the 2 people in your life who don't go, that's disgusting, and so are you.
It's like getting a trophy for biggest come to stepsister videos on the internet. Like, you keep that one. That's the one that stays in the rec room behind the bookshelf.
You know, according to my analytics, I have the highest number of hours watched on Pornhub.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
I bet every chair is sticky in your house.
Is that on your LinkedIn? Is that something on your resume?
Yeah, it is under special talents.
World's biggest stepsister cum.
So yeah, we're picking people. There's a funny person of color joke during this scene, honestly.
I
And
forget
that-
what it is, but yeah.
They're doing the slideshow and a black person comes up and they're
Oh,
all at
right.
the same time like, ooh, you can't do that. And the guy's like, well, you gotta have one person of color in the fucking thing.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
100%, and that's sort of the whole point.
Yeah.
And then the man who I'm not gonna assume is race, the dark-skinned man goes, I'm one. And then they go, yeah, you're also hiding with immigrants.
Yeah.
That's not great, and we felt weird when you said you'd do it.
Yeah. He says something like, you're from Cincinnati.
Yeah. Fuck. So it's just like so like self-aware, but also, and then like that whole thing gets summed up by Hilary Swank when she says something to the tune of like, yeah, the difference is I'm right though, and she's not.
Yeah.
But she is in her head.
White people.
So that like it was unnecessary to have it. And then I wrote literally movie is losing me at that point because now Crystal has been instructed to come to Athena's house so that they can finally have a meeting.
Oh,
why?
Yeah.
She did that over the radio. Everybody's dead. All right, you better come see me.
Oh, we skipped over a fucking hilarious part. So.
Oh yeah, the fucking consultant gets piped several times, and she does a back golf swing, which I've never seen.
Yeah, she lays the pipe across his chin for sure.
Chin, chest.
Before that,
Yeah.
with the lady with the arrow in her, I was like, okay, you got your answer. She goes to shoot her in the face, and he's like, whoa,
Right.
she's a woman.
Right.
And then she's like, do you think, as a woman, you deserve mercy? And she's like,
no.
She takes a good minute to think about it. She's like,
Yeah.
if I say yes, I'm in the wrong.
Yep.
If I say no, no. And then immediately, doesn't even let her finish the
Yep.
oh.
Yep.
Bop!
This is the hill that you literally chose to die in, as opposed to on.
Oh, yeah. Fucking in the thick of it.
So, come see me at the house. No,
No,
I'm good.
the
I'm just gonna dip. I
consultant
think.
gives her fucking directions, though.
This is a little confusing to me because for somebody who did not require the motivation before, suddenly now she needs answers because she could just leave.
She could.
Like Athena, she's
Oh.
not gonna hunt.
Right. This is where she sits down and in the most plain Jane way, the most like meat and potatoes way of saying it, she says like, my life sucks, so I'm gonna fuck kill her.
Yeah, she does this thing where
I work a shit job.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I got something going on upstairs that my job doesn't let me just do the thing that's up here. So I'm wondering if maybe I find Athena, I could just do the thing that's in my head, which is probably a horribly invasive thought about murder
Yeah.
because of the face she makes when she describes it. But that's where I got like the PTSD idea from as well.
Probably, yeah.
And yeah, like, thank you for your service. Bip.
Yeah. Doesn't she
Trying to get answers out of him about where Athena lives, and he's not forthcoming. So she does the thing that, and this is the thing I've seen in movies before as well, that I firmly believe would get me to say literally anything. If I have a bullet wound,
Oh yeah.
and you put your finger in it,
Get your finger out of that hole.
get your finger out of that hole in me.
You don't know what is going on. Get out of there.
And it's not a natural hole that I had before.
No.
This is a new one.
This isn't
you
a
gotta give me a
sphincter.
second to dilate.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah. Did we also find out that the consultant's just been doing this as a fucking favor?
Yeah, not even for money.
What did Athena do for you?
I
That-
couldn't.
like wade out to you teaching.
Covered up a Vietnam town murder you did?
Yeah. Oh
Like,
my. Well, yeah. She clearly did something because you're killing people.
yeah. And I'm helping.
You're complicit.
Yeah. An accessory.
Ugh. Words. So I don't know what happens in between her leaving there and getting to Athena's place. She's got the directions.
That's just the flashback.
All right.
And then once we come back to real time or present day, then she's just at the gate, loses all of her very in-depth survivor manhunter-esque knowledge and just steps onto C4 that's hidden and is told to put the gun in the mailbox, otherwise get blown to pieces. Pretty easy choice. I'll turn around and leave now. I'm not gonna drop my. I don't care.
I would be worried about the second you back up. Just
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, you're
And like you're 90% of the way through the journey. Why turn around? Okay.
the ball is not in her court at this moment. We'll say that.
I could tell you, I could smell the James Bondian fucking Hannibal Lecter impression that Athena gives when she explains her entire plan and motivation from halfway through this movie. I was like, okay, it's going to be her and Athena left because Athena is the leader, probably. It's like the only time that I guessed right, because I was guessing a lot and I was often wrong. But I was like, they're going to have some kind of expository conversation about why this movie exists. And I don't need it. All right? Fine.
We already got it.
It's annoying to me that when Crystal walks into this woman's place, the woman who is intended to kill her the entire time, Athena has a knife in her hand and is giving her fucking cooking lessons. I don't need that. All right? And once again, I felt like the audience because she gives this big, long speech. And then Crystal just goes, I didn't want to interrupt that, but this is dumb.
Yeah. just so you know, you got the wrong Crystal. I spell my name with an E.
Yeah. Athena does this whole long sweeping fucking I looked up your entire history. You'd think at some point while looking up a whole person that you'd realize it wasn't the right one.
Yeah.
You'd think also that with all of your resources enough to hire a military consultant, one or both of you would have done the due diligence to make sure the people you're killing are the right people to kill.
Yeah. Like you were. It was enough to like find this person, find where they live, find the city,
their whole family history generationally.
You tell me when you obviously put this name into Google, like both of these people didn't pop up. Like you didn't see both these names in the phone book, and maybe like. So they have a picture of her on this post that she's made.
Yep.
Is it?
I believe.
Are they twins?
I'm inclined to think that they assumed she was the right person because in the picture, in the slideshow, she was being given the finger and she was at like a voting station.
Like it's just a blonde lady.
Yeah, no, you made a great, huge leap and you missed.
Yeah.
You missed the other side of the cliff and now you're falling.
With all this fucking technology.
You
didn't, the other name didn't
go
pop
on
up.
Ancestry.com.
Oh my God. So yeah, that was like, really, you didn't.
Yeah.
All this work and you didn't research both of these people.
But we need a good twist for movie. You know?
So yeah, it turns out they got the wrong Crystal. This one doesn't have the dead parents and family history of addiction.
No, but what she does have are a very particular set of skills.
And
skills that make her a nightmare for people like Athena.
She also has an alive mother who she offers to call to prove.
Yeah, and she's like, no, I don't want to. You think I'm stupid? No, I'm asking if you want a phone call. Like, we can just make a phone call without it. You have a knife in your hand. You're talking about how the proper way to slice tomatoes with a fucking bread knife, literally like Hannibal Lecter would.
Yeah.
Before killing a victim, like the same shit.
But by the way, are these not the hottest tips for making a grilled cheese sandwich? I'm going to be employing all of them.
Unrecognizable cheese name.
Yeah, I can't afford that cheese. I already know I can't.
Also,
I don't have it now. I'm never going to have it.
The amount of effort that is put into this grilled cheese is so effete and soft penis. Because she's braising the bread with melted butter beforehand. She's cutting tomatoes specifically with a bread knife to make sure that they don't get ruined. She puts it in a pan, and she even has like a nice little mesh lid for the thing. It's a craft single on bread. All right, it takes 10 fucking seconds to make because you're either stoned or it's midnight and you're hungry. Not everything needs to be gourmet, folks.
You get the fuck out. Grilled cheese is good any time of the day, and I will not sit here and be told otherwise.
She probably puts fucking hoisin sauce on it instead of ketchup.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, you're pushing it.
Yeah, I am. I'll push that plate with the grilled cheese on it right away.
This fucking billionaire, this humble billionaire.
Oh yeah, that's what she is
in a country where she has this home rented.
Screaming about how it's not a manor, even though it is, because it has a front gate.
She can have anything she wants.
Yeah. And she's got that fucking bottle of $250,000 champagne.
But she makes a grilled cheese, and that's got to tell you something.
Which makes me wonder if she... And I hadn't thought about this until literally just now, not to interrupt you.
Oh, no.
But whether or not she was deliberately saving the champagne for the winner. Sort of like Battle Royale, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because those two, at the end, they survive, right? But
I anticipate that she expected to be the winner, and that all of her friends would also be winners.
Fair, they all get the champagne.
Yeah, I
forgot there were other people in the movie for a second.
I don't think there was supposed to be a winner.
Yeah.
I think they were just supposed to be a bunch of dead people in a field.
And they're celebrating with $250 worth of champagne. Yeah. No, all right, fair enough.
This is a little more than $250.
$250,000. Fine. Fine.
My point was
champagne worth more than the house I grew up in. That's all good.
My point was that grilled cheese is so good, it transcends
time and space.
And people and places.
All right.
Different economic clusters of folks. Anybody can enjoy a grilled cheese.
Listen to me closely, okay? If you think that I win the lottery, 60 million, jackpot, bam, I'm not still going to eat beans on toast occasionally, you're fucking out to lunch where I'll be eating beans on toast. Just grilled cheese, dude, let me tell you. I'm going to be murdered today, dude.
You're going to fucking sit there and eat beans on toast, but not cheese on bread that's been fried.
Now, in
fairness,
fairness,
don't understand.
I will eat a grilled cheese.
You fucking will.
However, there's contingent cheese in place.
That's cool.
All right? And it's not fucking Kraft Single. And if there's ketchup, fuck you. And if it's white bread, also fuck you. There's enough white around me. Brown bread. Pumpernickel. All right?
I don't know if pumpernickel would be the bread you want. I feel like that's...
If you use white cheddar, maybe.
I think pumpernickel is just like... I don't know if it fries or it grills so well. It's kind of a very moist bread.
Maybe.
Maybe. Here I am. I've never had that before.
Rye then. Split the difference.
Well, let me tell you. Not everybody's a fancy bread man.
Athena sure is.
Not all of us are fancy millionaires with our...
I don't like that I'm identifying with Athena in the way she cooks grilled cheese, okay?
All I want...
My whole point at the beginning was that she's putting too much fucking effort into garbage food.
My bread comes out of a plastic bag at the end of the day, and that's... I'm a simple, humble man. So... Honestly, I've lost where we are in this film.
Got so fucking riled up about grilled cheese.
So
we got the whole exposition. She's just like, I hate to break it to you, man, but you got the wrong fucking guy.
Yeah, she's like, do you know who I am? And she's like, no,
not a clue.
I thought was hilarious because at that point I was like, so you're gonna spout all this shit off about this person you don't even.
Athena was expecting this big realization from the victim. Like, yeah, that's right, bitch. I came after you because of the things you said about me online.
Yeah.
Like an unhinged psychopath.
Yeah, you know how you said fuck that bitch online and that's all it took for me to kidnap you and bring you to Croatia and try and feed you to my pig?
Isn't this crazy? This grilled cheese is for me. Nope. All of it defeated at the beginning and at the end of the speech. Guess what? Don't do the speech then. I just didn't need the speech.
What kind of cunt invites somebody over...
Makes a grilled cheese for one in front of them.
Yeah.
Holy shit, right?
Like, it's not even like she showed up and you already put the ingredients away.
No, mid-cheese. Matter of fact, I orchestrated this so that I was mid-cheese so you could watch me eat it over your body later.
But this cheese has been out for hours. Just waiting for that ding-dong.
I liked that Crystal goes, can we just get this over with? And then... immediately knife.
Yeah.
Right away.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna wait for an answer. She's so good at not waiting for answers.
Yeah,
her mind is made up.
She was concerned, like, are we gonna listen to Beethoven all day?
Yeah.
Or and then
dude, those arias are fucking long, okay?
They are.
I don't have the time.
Honestly, this as soon as we get to this, Kill Bill level fight scene.
Yep, Kill Bill.
Just juxtaposed.
I think her name is Vivia Fox.
Yes.
Uma Thurman.
In the kitchen,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. I had the same thought.
It's so good. Loved the music. Didn't fit the scene, so it was perfect.
Yeah. And then she gets sick of it halfway through the fight and turns it the fuck off.
He
throws it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
that
God.
poor Alexa. This fight scene would be super grating and annoying to watch if it took itself seriously. But it doesn't, so it's just entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a part where Crystal throws her through a pane of glass while they both go through it, and then she goes to do it again, and Athena's just like, no more glass, and opens the door.
Yeah,
and they just
she
keep
does.
fighting.
Oh my God, my favorite part is they were on the table and they do she like gets below her gravity and like flips her on her back,
Yeah.
but the camera does a
Yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
shift. And then she just like throws her off of the table and onto the counter.
Yeah.
Like
it's-
so far.
hard. Knocks her through a fireplace. That's something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, yeah.
Athena cheats and grabs a shotgun and then pinches her arm in the
Yeah,
chamber. I have never seen that in a movie.
She grabs an over-under shotgun.
Yeah.
So a break action, you got 2 shots, better make them count kind of shotgun. Again! With this!
And Crystal's like, bitch, that's cheating.
Yeah.
From upstairs.
They fucking fight over this gun, trying to keep the action open while Hillary Swank tries to close it.
Yeah.
So to stop that, Hillary jams her arm in the hinge. Fucking, oh my God.
That would probably hurt so fucking bad.
Oh, I'm surprised it just didn't cut through the skin
Holy
and close
shit.
the shotgun anyway.
We work with quarter turn ball valves a lot of the time at work.
And we all know those. You have to explain it.
I'm sure that I do. So when they're open, it's obviously an open valve, but when they shut, the quarter turn moves a ball that's essentially hollowed out to block it off. My boss, Tim, once, while cleaning one, accidentally closed it on his own finger and sliced that shit good. And I imagine it would be very similar to what would happen to your arm in this situation.
Oh, yeah. For fuck's sakes.
Anyway, impressed because, again, it's rare that I'm surprised by things in movies at this point, and I'd never seen something like that before, so this is a good one. It was a good addition.
It was good.
They're nice enough to give each other a break when they're winded. Also, very accurate depiction of being winded. When, and also, like, trying to Tarzan swing. She grabs the fucking thing hanging down and,
Oh my God.
to swing off of the landing at the top of the stairs. That breaks out of the drywall ceiling immediately because it would.
Yeah.
Look up any video, any fail video of somebody trying to swing on a chandelier like Sia and watch them eat shit. Exactly like this.
Oh, she eats so much shit. She even does like a pretty solid oof. And
Yeah.
she hits a table that is solid.
As somebody who's been winded a couple times, this is because you're scrambling, because you're like trying to, obviously like her life's in danger. So it's like, I'm trying to still do the shit, but I can't inhale. Like,
Yeah, you've got the wind blasted out of you. My question was where was she swinging to?
probably just away.
Like, was her plan to just let go and hope?
Well, like, so it's like sort of in the center of the room, so maybe she's gonna like try and fire pole slide down it or something.
All right.
I don't know.
I
There's
thought
like
she
flaming
was,
logs on the ground over there. Grab one.
I thought she gave Jesus the wheel and we were just seeing where he was taking us.
Yeah. And then fucking is it the bottle opener? I couldn't figure out what it was that they stab each other with in the torso.
So, when she throws the speaker,
Yeah.
she also picks up it's a food processor and throws it.
Oh, so it's the blade from inside?
Yeah, so it's got
Okay.
it's like two
It's
or
like a magic
four.
bullet. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it's 2 or 4
Okay.
blades.
Okay.
It's that and a knife, I believe. She gets a good couple stabs in, and then she picks up both like the knife
Yeah.
and the food processing blade.
And they just hug fuck each other with it.
Yeah, she stabs it in her, and then you're like, oh fuck, this is over for Crystal. This is
Yeah.
it. Hillary.
I don't think anybody who thought it was over for Crystal has been watching the movie up to this point.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. You were supposed to think it was over for her because Hillary starts throwing knees, but no.
Yeah.
No, easy solution. We catch that knee and we just hug. We hug it out.
Yeah.
And we hug it in.
We hug it right out of life.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
fuck.
a throwaway line earlier in the movie about how she shouldn't go see Athena. That's the consultant saying that because she's been training for this for months. I was in Afghanistan, man.
Yeah.
I don't care how many months you've been lifting 15-pound weights for in a home theater in a basement in your house.
Yeah.
I had drill training. I had Lee Ermey screaming in my ear about golf balls and garden hoses for 3 months.
I jumped out of a goddamn plane.
Sure did. Probably onto a person.
Anyway,
A couple knife stabs ain't gonna do anything to Crystal.
No.
I'm. If it weren't for her shrieks, I would believe that Crystal can't feel pain due to her condition. You know?
She's been conditioned to not feel pain.
Her conditioning. Yeah. This is the Manchurian fucking candidate.
It is. Oh yeah, I guess this also kind of goes to show how crazy Athena is, because 8 months of training and you're still angry? You didn't work that aggression out and just go find another job?
Oh my god!
Holy fuck.
You didn't update your LinkedIn? You didn't even bother typing in Indeed.com, did you?
Do you even have a new resume? Have you
Probably
put this...
not. Look how old she is. At that age, think about putting together a resume right now. Now, you got your job more recently than I got mine. I've been at my company for 6 years. The thought of putting together a resume is kind of like, that's the same to me at this point as trying to put together my own defense in a murder trial. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm done for.
Oh my god, are you just not using the same resume they had you make in grade fucking 10? Just like keep adding to it?
Things have happened to me since then.
Yeah, you just add them to the resume.
You gotta cull it down to one singular page. I firmly believe that it has to be one page, because unemployment is fucked, and nobody has time to read a novel.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
the most important things, achievements in your life are on there.
In my opinion, if your life can be boiled down to an 11x8 piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. As far as what's relevant to people I don't care about aside from signing a paycheck?
Get the fuck... I want to know. I want to know.
All right.
What do you use, Twitter?
Yeah.
Fucking put that in there.
Apparently it's very relevant.
It is. I gotta comb through to see if you're saying fuck this bitch.
Yeah.
In her house in Croatia.
I need to count how many R's you're using. It better be very few.
They better not be at the beginning or end of any word. Jay, you've peppered this podcast with...
I will, and I'll continue to do so.
With that letter.
And again, like, the fight scene itself would annoy the shit out of me because there's a whole fucking knife holder full of knives at the beginning, and it should have been over in 30 seconds, but it was so fun to watch that who cares? I'm
down for any kind of Kill Bill style fight like that.
Yeah.
It's choreographed. It's fast moving.
Sure. Apparently there were like...
The music is silly. I love it.
6 individual stunt doubles just for this fight alone. This is
believe
like
it.
the most highly choreographed part of the whole movie.
Oh, well...
Which for a climax, of course, do that.
You telling me that Ethan Suplee getting yanked into a fucking... that wasn't choreographed? Is he just dragging his feet behind a train?
There's no way that was him. It probably was. He probably his screen direction was like, okay, pretend it's 15 years ago and you still look like that, and act like that now.
I imagine he had to pull his feet up a little bit to drag, because else, like, he puts it down and train stops.
Oh yeah,
he's holding it down. There's so much muscle.
Sheer muscle alone. He's holding that train in place. He probably should have just done that.
You want the train to stop? I've mimed just grabbing something.
Crystal, hop in. We got all the time in the world.
Oh, get these people out of here, though.
Ugh. Right. I'm surprised he even got on, given that it probably smelled like curry.
A bigot that hard would have smelled that miles away.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this sounds like food made by people I don't like.
This smells like the hallway of my apartment, and I'm very displeased with everybody else on my floor.
Shit.
Oh, boy. We've...
Also, on the topic, sorry.
No, go for it.
Of accurate depictions of, like, fights. That's what happens when you headbutt somebody. You both go down. Unless you get the exact perfect spot on the very, like, top front of your skull, the hardest area.
Where the rhino horn would grow from.
Your bell is also rung when you ring someone's bell with your bell.
Yeah, 2 bells don't make a ding-dong. They just dent and then no longer ring properly.
Fuck, man.
That's a lesson to learn. Wear your helmet, kids.
Yeah. So, we're both laying on the ground because we're both grievously injured. And then Athena basically explains the very last metaphor that could possibly be in the movie by literally just saying, we named you Snowball because of Animal Farm.
And then And then doesn't she go like, well, you
anything, you
clearly
should be
didn't fucking
named-
read the book.
Yeah, you dumb bitch. You're actually the snowball because you were clouded by your ideas.
And then she's like, oh shit, you read that book? And she's like,
Damn
yeah,
it.
I'm not a dumb hillbilly.
I was trying to appear smart to somebody I considered less than me. Like the guy's throat you cut earlier.
I done told you I wasn't a dumb hillbilly.
I told you 50 times.
I read books.
Just for my edification, please tell me I got you right, that I was right about the person that I kidnapped. Are you... Everything that's happened this whole time should be the indicator that you were indeed wrong.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this simple mountain person shouldn't be tearing through everybody like this.
No.
But I think, doesn't she just go like, oh, whoopsie, and
Yeah,
dies?
she literally says whoops and dies. And then...
All for just great. All for
Yep.
nothing.
And then there's a rabbit in the door. It turns out that when... What's her fucking name? Crystal?
Yeah.
Was telling the metaphor about the jackrabbit. I think at that point she was still trying to decide which one she was, but she ends up being the rabbit because she eats the grilled cheese sandwich. And then she turns into fucking a stalker. Just going through this woman's house, putting on her clothes,
Well,
wearing
Jay,
her makeup like Buffalo Bill.
would you not like she got blood on her shirt
Something about cauterizing a wound in movies
with a
is-
blowtorch?
fuck's
Ooh.
sake, makes it so that you are just fine now because she's walking perfect and she's walking a dog.
Well, I mean, Jay, it's yeah. Have you ever never just like been
It's a fucking souffle torch. It's what you use to char the frosting on top of a cake.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Have you never been stabbed multiple times? All it takes is seeing a jackrabbit. You see a
seeing a jackrabbit in a nice dress.
somebody shows you a jackrabbit and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
So that grilled cheese was probably so fucking goddamn good too, especially after all that.
How did it not burn?
It's like, oh yeah. Well, she took the lid off to hit Crystal in the head with it.
All right. I hope she took it off the hot burner
Yeah,
at least.
yeah.
Like
Ideally,
nobody
ideally you
flipped
turn
it.
the oven off before you get into an hour-long fist fight.
Yeah. Well, when was this grilled cheese flipped? It's gonna be burnt on one side.
Yeah, that's a good point.
God Lord.
It must have still been delicious though because she devoured that shit.
Oh, I would. It's probably
And
the
then-
first thing she's eaten in a while. I don't know.
Aside from dirty refugee gruel. You know, they
I don't
really
even-
make it difficult to want to be a refugee.
They sure do, don't it?
I wouldn't want to be one.
It's just not appealing, you know?
All the way down to the food and the no shoes, man.
I don't think she even had food in her bowl. I think she passed right up the
She was
gruel.
chewing.
Was she?
She was chewing with Dawn. It was a very small amount, though, I think.
Well, she had the regular amount, whereas Don demanded the guy behind him's portion, and he didn't get it.
Yeah. Can you just starve that man? I'm hungry.
Hey, we only have so many scoops of gruel. You can.
Reach down onto the ground and make some more.
Oh fuck.
Damn.
So
She fucking puts on the dress, tries on some makeup. She looks good and nice.
Oh,
Big
my
glasses,
God.
Big hungover mom and on a Monday morning glasses.
during the kerfuffle, she
Yeah.
also heaves that really expensive bottle of wine, and she.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Hilary Swank catches it like it's
That was the most important thing in her life.
It's the last point of the game,
Yeah.
and she saves it.
It's a good save. I bet you that champagne is fucking delicious too. Damn.
I would hope so. It was at the bottom of the ocean. We all know that makes champagne.
That's true.
The pressure.
That's
really
true.
bubblifies it. But yeah, she grabs that bottle and she brings it onto the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, the people you work for, they just tried to kill me.
I'd let you go home now.
Is that a problem? Like, she asked this while holding a gun, so it's not a problem.
No, even if it was one, it's not one.
Yeah, we'll make do. Don't worry.
I don't really know what the end game is here. There's still a pilot hired by a group of individuals operating the plane that you're on, and it's probably going to take you somewhere you don't want to go instead. But also, maybe they're just free agents now because everyone's dead.
Well, yeah, they're not going to get paid to do it.
Yeah.
I
true
mean,
enough.
like, she's got the gun vouching for her, doesn't
With
she?
that being said, you also just hijacked a plane. And it's after 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
But she was nice enough to have the flight attendant try some of the champagne and caviar.
Oh, yeah. So she's like, you want me to pop that? She pops it. And then,
She says, you want me to pour it for you? And she goes, yeah, but then she's just like, fuck it, and fists the bottle.
yeah, I think the champagne flute was for the attendant. And as you do, you've just been through so much, you should probably chug most
You
of the
should
champagne.
definitely get drunk on a plane.
Do
for
share
sure.
it, but
Yeah.
do chug it. But caviar, disgusting.
It is. Fish eggs that pop in your mouth like rocks. I don't want to be a part of that.
Have you ever had caviar is what she asks. She says no, and I would have been like, and I'm not going to today. No, thanks. No, thank
good.
you. I realize you have the gun, but you might as well blow me away right now because I'm not eating unfertilized fish eggs. Thanks.
At the beginning of the movie, I forgot to mention before, like during the champagne conversation, Dennis goes, I had that last night when she offers him the caviar. I'm feeling something a little more Mediterranean. Do you have and he's just like, do you have random vegetables and a small piece of fish?
Oh, yeah.
Like he's at a fucking restaurant.
Sir,
I'm sorry. The fucking menu was worked out like weeks ago.
In fact, it's been the same menu since the beginning of flying.
No substitutions.
Peanuts or a sandwich.
Yeah.
Is it kosher? You get two options. You get hummus or no hummus.
And the kosher meal is always so disciplined. It's like a bread.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Bring your own food.
Movie's got one of the greatest endings ever. Anyway, she's just chugging the champagne, and the flight attendant's like, "How is it?" "Really fucking good." Cut to black. End of movie.
The Hunt.
8.5 out of 10 for The Hunt.
I gave it an 8. But I scored this movie differently, I guess. I was easier on it. So it wasn't a horror movie.
Yeah.
It was a gory action comedy.
There wasn't really anything scary about it, except for extreme personal views.
Yeah, if you're afraid of being hunted or like gore
or politics,
which I mean, yeah, honestly, it had me going for a little bit there. I was on the edge. I was like sweating palms when they kept bringing up politics. Oh boy, my heart rate really went up.
Edge of my seat, white knuckles.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.
Yeah,
I gave it an 8 because it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
Every death was worth looking at.
Again,
wasn't a death I didn't like.
Competently shot, not really anything special, but you got the information visually that you needed, and the fight scene was shot pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
There's scenes where they're outside, cameras inside, it's following them still. That's cool.
Had
the rest of the movie is just a movie.
Had the tone been a smidge darker, it would have been a horror movie, sure.
But IMDb lies sometimes, I guess.
Hey, what can you do?
Either that or they were just told to lie because it's goddamn Blumhouse, and they're like, we can't just call this an action thriller.
Yeah, we got to have an element of horror.
Yeah.
Well, what's the element?
The pig dying.
The pig dying.
What the fuck you got for me here,
all
bro?
Right.
I know
Look,
you have movies.
I got 4.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So, I had an idea for one. I could not find a horror movie that fit into this category. I just couldn't find one.
Okay.
Mainly because when I Googled this phrase, different shit came up.
Okay.
So I gave up on it.
Okay. I want to know what it was, though.
So you've got 4 to choose from. 2 of them are the same theme.
Okay.
If you choose that one, I'll explain further. All right. So, for themes, we've got hunting. But instead of hunting many things, we're hunting one thing.
Okay.
We've got rednecks. And we've got a dangerous game. I wanted to have double cross in there. Anytime I hit Google and for like horror movie with double crosses, I get doppelganger horror movies. Not
That's
the same.
Hilarious.
I throw the word twist in there. It's all M. Night Shyamalan.
I mean, Scream.
Fuck. Scream was the one that came up. So
of course.
Fuck double crosses.
All right.
Hunting, rednecks, dangerous game.
Is hunting Predator?
No.
It's not. Okay. I don't know if that'd be a horror movie either, really. Maybe. Right?
I would count it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scarier than this film.
Dangerous Game is Saw.
Yes, it is.
I want hunting.
You want hunting?
I do.
Okay, that's cool. Boy, oh boy, I hope you all have a lot of free time on your hands next week, everybody.
What have you done to me?
We'll be watching Jaws. And if memory recalls, we're looking at a 2-hour film there.
What have you done?
Now, I'm glad you picked hunting.
Yeah.
Because rednecks got a little dicey.
Okay.
As they do.
Oh, yeah.
So there was 2 to choose from. We had rednecks light, or we had rednecks possibly troubling, based on the description of the film. but the name of the film fits so fucking well with the theme.
I want it. Yeah, I gotta know both.
So Redneck's Light was Hatchet.
Oh,
Again,
yeah,
I
okay.
got it with
Sick.
trying to get it in there.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Redneck's possibly troubling. It's a movie called Small Town Folk. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read to you. I'm getting up. I'm moving. This is me getting up and going to the computer. Because I got to read to you out loud just the description of the film really quick.
Sure.
Because, honestly, as soon as I read it to you, you'll understand why it's a little troubling.
I feel like I'm about to get hit over the head with a fucking blunt object. Yeah, read that.
There is a place.
Just stop right there.
There might be sequels to this film. Okay. There is a place called Grockleton.
Why?
Wherein, high atop a hill, stands the lonely Beasley Manor.
Beasley.
Governed by the villainous landlord and his lowly male counterparts.
Emphasis on male for some reason, so it's Frankenstein.
Always on the lookout for new female company.
Oh!
To help carry on the Beasley name.
Oh, it's a rape movie.
The landlord keeps a watchful eye over Grockleton.
Why on God's green earth #1 would you knowingly put a rape movie on the list?
And anyone who dares to enter his land.
Also, why would you name the town that when the subject matter is so intense?
When 3 improbable heroes stumble unsuspectingly into the Beasley's realm, there are
He's got a
cruelly
realm.
snared into a menacing hunt, an unstoppable frenzy of heart-racing mayhem. Will the landlord triumph and collect his trophies?
Trophies are virginities. Hymens.
Will the landlord...
He's gonna knit a coat.
Jay, will the landlord collect his trophies? And maybe even a future bride? Or
No.
can the unlikely
No.
can the unlikely trio be victorious against him in his own game?
What game is it?
All
Keep
of-
your legs shut?
All of those words made this fit, except the
You're right.
part where they were on the lookout for women.
You're right. Technically, there were women being hunted in the hunt, so there were people on the lookout for women. Not for the same purposes. Definitely not for the same purposes.
I put this on the list in the hopes that where it says will he collect his trophies, I was hoping he wasn't going to get close to collecting those trophies.
This movie's plot summary treats the word rape like people when mixed race individuals move into their neighborhood and they describe them as undesirables. You get as close as humanly possible without actually saying the bad word.
Yeah, they're winking so hard that their
Dude.
forehead's wrinkling.
They're winking so hard, I need a kit.
Oh, Grindhouse Movie Club.
Jaws.
Jaws.